Yes, sir. Yes, sir. My man Vernon is busting through that curtain. That means it's Wednesday night, and you know what that means.
It's Tony time?
No, that's Wednesday afternoon. Wednesday or late Wednesday morning.
Because it feels good. Yeah.
What are we? Hey, are you trying to get us copyright strike?
Wait. Time out.
We're
Cut
36
the
seconds into the latest episode, and you're already trying to get us a copyright strike.
Cut that. Yes. It is not. Shout out to Tony time. You already know, because it is exciting, friends. The world of wrestling, everything exciting is happening. And if you're a fan of the dub, let's go!
LFG. Before we get into all that, though, let's do our intros. Go ahead. You get the intros in. Go ahead.
Greetings and salutations. Hello, everybody. This is Vernon Somoza. I am currently, as of last weekend, still an active indie wrestling manager.
Oh yeah, we'll talk about that before we go.
Yeah, a little fun.
Go ahead.
Remember, only thing that's real, folks, the miles and the money. That's what Kevin Nash told us. That is what Kevin Nash told us. And
that's
to my
touch it.
There it is.
There it is.
To my side here is my brother, the man that I was willing to drive 6+ hours to go see because I love him that much. My boy, Frank Champion, trainer of champions, trainer of professional wrestlers, booker of shows. What's up, man?
What's going on, buddy? How are you today?
Walking like the president from Saints Row 4. You already know. I forgot what the song was, but he is doing the dance, elbows high in the air, but he is tapping.
What's going on? Hey, man, you know, it's been a good time. I had a crazy weekend. Yeah. How was your weekend? You did a lot of driving?
Hey, man, it was fun weekend. Work was good. But I gotta say, I think on some parts I know where the potholes were in our plan. Is that in somehow collectively, it's like we're still living above and below each other, and it's just kind of like, all right, man, be at my house. And I was like, all right, cool. And then like literally the morning of, I'm like, hey, what time should it be at your house? I think I live like really far away from you.
Yeah, you live in like Queens,
legitimately, right?
And I live in Massachusetts.
Never occurs to me until that morning. Like, I never asked him what time. Yeah, like what time I should be. Then when you told me, I was like, holy cow, I need to get going yesterday. But you know, as they say, miles and the money's all that's real. And the miles, man, oh man, I did not miss the drive. But then at the same token, I tell you what, it had its moments where I'm like, I was just listening to podcasts. I listened to Bust It Open. I listened to a couple of podcasts, etc. And it reminded me of a road trip. It reminded me of hitting the road, and it was just devoid of the boys, if you will. It was devoid of many of the conversations and such. But very much, you know, I gotta say, it excited me in a weird way because I knew it was all going to be worth it. To the moment I pulled up and I heard the ring, I heard the sound of the mat. I was like,
board shaking.
I got out the car, I grabbed my bag and I slammed the door and I was out. It was like, all right, time to get to the locker room.
Ready to go.
That's, you know, it was as tired as I was pulling up. Like literally the second I got out the car, it was just like I hopped to it. The adrenaline of it's showtime. Show's going on. It was like, hey, get to the back. Get to my stuff, guys. What do you need from me, right? And that was it. And it was just, it was it. It was there. Yeah. And I was like, man, it's like jumping back on a bike. You know, you get in and you think, you start to think, all right, the nerves are gonna kick in, and it was just like, oh wait, like, all right, what's the deal? What do we got to do?
Yeah.
And you start getting dressed, and it was like you're back at it, right? Like you haven't stopped doing it. Mm-hmm. And man, seeing you, did you look good? Let's be honest. Let's be honest. Come on, you lost some weight, folks. I got to put this out there. My man Frank Champion is down on the pounds. He was slim, looking like a Slimmy McSlimster. Shout out to Playboy Paulie. Happy birthday to him the other day. He called me today. I got to give him a call back because I'm a terrible friend. I got so busy at work, and I didn't remember literally until right now that I'm talking about it. I told him to call him back. But he did say thank you. He did say thank you for the message.
The message that I had to cut short because I was doing the music for something else at the party.
But he said thank you for the message. He thought it was awesome because he did not expect it. But yeah, man, what an experience!
What a weekend
to share that. Thank you. Thanks for inviting me. Thanks for inviting me to be a part of that. As silly as it was, you know what? It gives me. I can still say, every year I have at least one match under my belt.
Damn right.
I'm all good with that, man.
Last year you did it with us.
Yeah.
This year you were managing my man Stephen Lust. I asked you live on the podcast.
Yeah, and it happened. Yeah, and it went down, and I was excited. Shout out to Stephen Lust, man. I dug working with him.
Very good. He's a very good worker, man.
Yeah, man. Hey, our little thing we did there. I thought, hey, why not? It worked out for the two of us. It was nice working with a couple of new young kids that I mean, I knew one of them.
You knew one of them, right?
Yeah, I knew one of them. I remember him from back in the day. But it was nice working with them two kids, man. They were safe. They worked hard, and we got in, we got out, we got a little pop from the crowd, and we left.
Yeah,
I got my big spot, got my big. I helped set up for the big comeback. There it was right. Set up the heat, and the big culmination. Oh, big falsy foot on the ropes, got caught by the ref, got thrown out, and I was like, we're good to go.
I mean, you're talking about it, so I feel like it's only right.
Oh, but here's the thing. Like all good things in wrestling, it always sounds so much better than what it is.
We can throw it up there while we're talking about it. So
please, man.
I can show this. I threw it up for the people who didn't get to see their matches afterwards or watch the other ones.
Yeah.
I had a camera up. It was so maybe I should explain what we're talking about.
Please do.
So this weekend was a crazy weekend. I'll start with Saturday. Saturday was my daughter's birthday. And for my daughter's birthday, she asked me months ago, she said, can I have a wrestling show for my birthday? And I said, sure, I got to put it together, but we will. So from there you guys go. There goes my man Vern and my man Stephen Lust.
I had not put on that outfit. So the comment I got from folks was, why is it so big on you? And I'm like, well, I'm sorry, everybody. I apologize. I no longer am as big as I used to be.
I lost a lot of weight.
I know, and I was like, and I don't feel like altering it at this point.
Yeah,
I was like,
you're not
I'm just gonna leave it the way. Yeah, I was like, I'm not gonna.
It's obnoxious that it's that big on you, though.
That's what I said. I was like, if anything, it made me look even stupider wearing this giant thing and looking like a ridiculous person.
Absolutely, without a doubt. So, like I was saying, my daughter wanted a birthday party. So
yes,
I wound up organizing this with about, I didn't count, but I'd say over 30 guys and one gal. To get this done. Look at you guys over here. You shining the belt. Is that what you were doing there?
Yeah, shining the belt.
A little low.
Can I tell you, did not know the hard cam was behind me. We all thought the hard cam was to the right of us.
Oh, no. We definitely put it there.
Yo, we definitely were all working towards the wrong side.
No matter what, I mean, this camera was there because it was as close to an outlet as possible.
Oh,
and the funny thing is, I never plugged it in. That's how hectic that day was. I never plugged it in. So the Rumble portion of Rocky's Rumble, her event, didn't get recorded in full. So only the 4 matches did, and this was one of them.
Gotcha.
So yeah, Rocky wanted a wrestling show for a birthday party. I got a bunch of my guys to come out and do this. This was a hectic day from 10 in the morning when I woke up after being out as another show. You see my graphic?
Wow.
You see my graphics?
Why are you doing this to me as I'm working my back to the hard cam? Wow,
oh God,
I didn't know it was. I'm embarrassed.
It is a birthday party.
I know, right? But
you guys are working the crowd, which is out over here underneath the tents.
But
don't worry about it. You guys,
I like how I'm taller than the ring while I'm on my knees.
You gotta love the low boys. So yeah, my daughter wanted his birthday party, so I put it on for her.
Go ahead.
No, it's fine. It went off good. Once the show started and the birthday stuff started happening, it was great. But everything leading up to it was crazy. It was hectic as hell. My weekend started Thursday, prepping for this day.
Wow.
That led to Friday, picking up my brother at Boston, then driving to Fairhaven, which took 2.5 hours because of the rain. There goes my daughter's friend Callie.
Shout out to her.
They're classmates again this year. But yeah, it went from a 2.5 hour ride down to Fairhaven, Mass. Did a cage match. We did a War Games cage match. It was absolutely ridiculous. We went from that. I didn't get home till about 2:30 in the morning.
Can I just interject real quick? Shout out to the referee who reached down and talked to me, and you see me just look up to him, and he's chatting with me, asking me for the finish and after everything. And I was like, "Did you not pay attention?" And me explaining it to him, and I was like, and I laugh, and I was like, "I love this." I was like, "I love small shows where the referee can be like," and I was like, "All right, I remember."
That's Cassius, man. I love Cassius. Cassius lost his hat. That's young Cassius Cash, man. That's little Davey.
Exactly. So I'm glad to see him still doing it. I'm really happy to see he stuck with it and kept doing it.
Yeah, absolutely. So where was I now? So I didn't get
after
home.
The cage match, after the big War Games match.
Didn't get home till about 2:30. Then I love Stephen Lust. He's so obnoxious with it. I love
this kid. Great.
Lust is money.
Language. Great
he's money
language. Very expressive. I like it.
Yeah, it's money. Absolutely money. So did the cage match. Didn't get home till 2:30 in the morning. Had to redo this card because I got some last minute cancellations. Had to redo some music for the Rumble. And then didn't get to bed till 4:30 after I showered. Woke up at 10 in the morning. Woke up at 9 o'clock in the morning, around 9 o'clock. So I'm on like 4.5 hours of sleep when you saw me that day.
Yikes.
So if I looked a little off, it was because of that.
Yeah.
So 4.5 hours of sleep. Woke up, left to set all this stuff up, all the tables, brought out all the tents, sweating my butt off. Had to then go home, take a shower, pick up my brother while you're commentating on this match. Pick up my brother, go all the way.
Pointing it out, calling it out. Look. Somoza realizing the hard cam behind me.
That's it. I'm pausing it.
Damn it. Going to go work the crowd. All right, go ahead. So you're good.
At least you're working the crowd. So then I got home, took another shower, got back to the house. We did this. I was about to call it the building because I'm so used to saying the building we were at. To the house we were doing the show at. Shout out to my cousin-in-law Nelly for letting us do this, for Nelly and Tony. Shout out to them. So then set all this up, sweated my butt off. I showered for no reason. Sweated my butt off. It was so hot. It was like 80 degrees, but it was so hot that day. It didn't matter. It could have been 103 degrees. And these kids got the noisemakers. They're clapping. It was nice. There were more chairs, but these kids were not coming out of the pool. They were like, "Forget the wrestling." That's Davey's daughter anyway. No. That's Ari. Davey's daughter was not care. Water. She did not care. She's like, "I'm in this pool."
Hey, get in that way.
Wait. Slow it down. Do not hit.
It was the funny part, right? I was like, "Well, how'd I get down?" Then I jumped back up and I was like, "Man, why is this ring so short?"
You got to remember the low boys, man. The low boys are great. You just got to take a step like you're going up a flight of stairs, and you're on the apron.
Yeah.
So then we put this show on, and we gave our daughter the big gift, and her big gift was the WWE show the next day. So we went from wrestling in the cage to wrestling at a birthday party to going to a WWE show. So it was a whole weekend of wrestling. Kid absolutely loved it. The best part of the weekend was when we were at the WWE show, and my kid looks at me and she goes, "Daddy, I'm having a great time." Best part. Ooh. Best part of it right there. So
couldn't ask for anything better.
Right. I was afraid she would be too young. She'd get scared of all the loud noise and the music, but she absorbed it well. Look at the heat. Getting the heat. Vernon with a choke on the babyface Mike Montero. Shout out to Mike.
Crowd
love me some Mike Montero.
Angry.
Yeah, they're screaming behind you. He said, "Whoa, I'm just cooling them off.
Hey,
I'm just cooling them off. That's it."
Oh,
I love it.
Little house show heat, right?
Yeah, little house show heat. It always
little
works
house show heat. Simple stuff.
But yeah, man. I mean, it was fun. Kick. It was fun putting on a show for all. You know what was a good part about this day? What's up? I told you about the owners of this house. It was Nelly and Tony. They own the house. Nelly and I, way back, I'll bring it up. Way back, we did a vacation to Martha's Vineyard where the whole family went. And I had on a SmackDown, and I think it was like Big Show working somebody.
Okay.
And Big Show was working, and he was bumping around for the smaller guy for some reason. I can't remember. And Nelly was like, "Oh, this stuff is so F-word, so fake. I don't understand why you even find this entertaining." And I went with the analogy of, well, you watch movies and you read fantasy books.
Correct.
Those are fake, and you enjoy that as well. It's the same kind of entertainment. And we had a heated discussion, but her son was mad at the fact that he felt like she was disrespecting our art, right?
Sure.
So they got into a little argument, but we just had an argument, nothing where people were like swinging at each other. What's up?
Right here, the kids, right? They're like, boo. And I'm going, you shut your mouths, kid. And they all got quiet. And then I went, no.
You're laughing over there.
Yeah, because I started laughing because I was like, oh my God, why are y'all listening to me? It was like,
keep talking.
Yes, I was like, I can't believe these respectful children. I went, shh. So, and they all stood quiet. And I was like,
the thing is, a lot of these people have not watched wrestling. So this kid with the hat did, my daughter did, who just ran off to the side with her friends because attention span is 0 for 6-year-olds.
Yeah.
So, but anyway, they I love that boot. They've never really watched wrestling, and Nelly was one of those people. So when we did this show live, she sat there and watched it, and she had an absolute blast. I was like, she's like, oh, I can't wait to see the wrestling. This should be fun to watch. And I said, drink alcohol, consume alcohol, and watch the show. I bet you're going to enjoy it.
Oh.
By the end of the show, we were breaking down the ring. She comes up to me. She goes, oh, my God, I need to start coming to your shows because this was amazing. This was so awesome.
Oh, absolutely.
She was in the ring. You saw her do the dive off the second rope.
Yeah.
Like, it was amazing to hear her say that because she was the most skeptical out of the people that I know. And it's like, look, just give it a chance, watch it, and you'll appreciate what we put on for the people.
Double stomp.
And that's the go home, ain't it?
1, 2, 3. New champion. My guy takes the loss. Man, since my return, I have not won a match. I have only
0-2 now, right?
I'm 0-2. I always got belts every time I come in, though. The person I'm with the champ. I mean, I guess I only manage main eventers, but boy, oh boy, they take L's like there's no tomorrow.
L's on top of L's. L's
on top of L's.
Well, here's a good segue. Speaking of L's.
Yes, man. Let's talk about somebody. So yes, we just randomly talked about that. So listen, shout out to you. Thank you for a wonderful time. Truly an amazing experience. And I look forward to working with you in the future.
Absolutely. It was a good time.
Listen, to make that transition, holy cow, talking about somebody not having a
big
good time.
Big L. Let's talk about
eating an L and a half.
Mr. Velveteen Dream, man. Patrick Clark. Funny story, sidebar before we start. Shay and I was supposed to work Patrick Clark before he got called up or got signed after Tough Enough. Back in 2015, he was supposed to come in and work Lucky Pro Wrestling. He was booked and everything. But then like a week or two before, he got signed by the WWE, he had to report to Florida. So he had to cancel the rest of his bookings. Okay. So him, Demolition, and Glacier were 3 people we were supposed to work that we never winded up working. Demolition was a money thing. I told you about that one. I think we said it on here. Glacier was COVID. We were slated to work Glacier with someone else in like March of that year, 2020. COVID hit. They were like, nope, we're not doing shows. So I was like, you know what? It ain't meant to be working these names for me because obviously every time it happens, it's always some other nonsense. So yes, we can read the article. We're not going to read it all because this thing is an essay. As I scroll through it, it is like a synopsis.
He's got long roles, man.
Yeah. So Velveteen Dream got arrested, I want to say a couple days ago. I don't know the exact date now. Yeah. It wasn't too long ago. Last week, he got arrested for drug paraphernalia. That's all they said. And drug paraphernalia, for people who don't know, can be something as simple as a baggie with little crumbs of weed on it. It can be a crack pipe. It can be a lighter next to a tray that usually holds weed. It can be anything. It could be anything that is drug related that helps you consume the drug. It could be a straw with powdery residue on it. It can be a dollar bill with powdery residue, stuff like that. A spoon with foil. That's drug paraphernalia. Stuff used to help you consume the illegal substance. So all they said was for drug paraphernalia. So that winded up unrolling the fruit roll up, so to speak, or unraveling the CVS receipt of charges Patrick's had since I think 2019. Bro. I'm not going to read this whole article. I'll read like the first part and just stop me when you think it's like, okay, just hit me with a cut that. All right. All right. So former WWE NXT superstar, the Velveteen Dream, I feel like he was never called the Velveteen Dream. I feel like he was always just Velveteen Dream.
Yeah.
But neither here nor there. It just sounded weird. Velveteen Dream, Patrick Clark, found himself in more legal trouble earlier this month, which appears to be connected to a drug case he caught last year. And it was WWE's Ashante the Adonis of Hit Row who put up the money to bail him out of jail on multiple occasions. As noted, it was revealed on Monday night that Dream was arrested on Friday, August 26th, in Orlando, Florida, and charged with possession of drug paraphernalia out of county warrant. The Orange County, Florida Records website noted that Clark was still incarcerated and that he has one hold on him, which could mean Orange County is holding Clark while another county waits to come pick him up on the original possession of drug paraphernalia charge. You can see Dream's mugshot, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, it's at the bottom of this article. In an update, a search of the Orange County, where Orlando is located, public records website shows that Friday's arrest isn't the only time Dream was charged with a crime this month. It appears Friday's out-of-county warrant arrest is tied to a significant drug case he caught last year, and now Dream could be facing some time in state prison. Records show that Dream was also arrested on Saturday, August 20th, 6 days prior, by the Orlando Police Department. He was charged then with first-degree battery, a misdemeanor, and first-degree trespassing on property after warning, also a misdemeanor. The docket shows the official complaint was filed against Dream on August 21st. His victim requested confidentiality that same day via Marcy's Law, also known as a Crime Victims Bill of Rights, which allows people to remain anonymous so they don't get outed by the public. Patrick was then, that was me just paraphrasing, by the way. Okay. Patrick was then bailed out of jail via cash bond on both charges on Monday, the 22nd, but was picked up on the out-of-county warrant just days later on Friday, the 26th. He filed a written plea of not guilty and a waiver of arraignment, and hearing was scheduled for Wednesday, September 28th at 1 p.m., but for some reason, the hearing is currently listed as canceled.
Yeah, I think that's pretty much it. After that,
okay, just this right here. The bond paperwork notes that Tahuti Miles put up a cash bail to bail Dream out of jail. This is the real name of WWE's Adonis, who returned to the company several weeks back. This then goes on, Vern. I'm not going to read all this. It shows, it's talking about how much he spent, and we're talking $200 for trespassing, $1,000 for battery. He also had to put up more money for the paraphernalia charge, which I'm trying to scroll through and find, but I can't find it.
And he had some charge too last year, something where they caught him trying to buy cocaine at some.
So yes, they talk about that,
the coke charge.
He was circling a known apartment complex that is known for dealing drugs, and he was riding around with his lights off, parking in multiple spots, looking super suspicious because a cop was there patrolling. And he looked suspicious, so they followed him, and he had his mans pull him over. And when he got to the scene, his mans was going back to his car, and the cop, Patrick Clark, Velveteen, didn't see the cop. He then consumed some cocaine really quick, try to, get rid of the evidence.
Bump the line, he tried to bump the line real quick.
He caught him in the act, summoned him back, wound up being arrested, and they gave him a destroying evidence, possession of cocaine. It then got lowered to less severe charges.
But also, and thing to note is that they in the report it says that he was super compliant, and he was just
he wasn't.
He basically was like, I did coke. He was like, he told them everything. I did cocaine. He was like, it's right there. Like, didn't deny anything. He was upfront about everything, and they were like, they pretty much booked him right then and there, and it all the charges got lowered significantly.
So this is big because Dream on Instagram was trying to lobby for his job back.
And so that's the reason this is important, because
that's the only reason why this is news, to be honest.
Within the week, right? Like 3 days ago, we hit hashtag hire Velveteen.
Right, because everybody
rehire Dream or something.
So the Dream character was over like Rover, playing the prince. What's the word I want to use?
Androgynous.
Androgynous. Thank you. I was going to say erogenous, but I think that's parts of your body. Androgynous gimmick where he might be of a different sexual preference than what he portrays, but you can't really tell. Right. He kind of blurred the lines like a gold dust.
A gender fluid kind of thing.
There you go. He gold dusted it, but put a Prince spin on it. It was a very
modern take on it.
What's the word I want to call eclectic? A very eclectic character that got over. I think eclectic's the word I want.
Yeah.
You're making a face and you're making me
no. Because I'm just thinking like
I'm googling
his run. I was trying to think of Velveteen's run.
Deriving ideas, styles, and tastes from a broad and diverse range of sources. Yeah, that kind of works. It's reaching, but it kind of works. But yeah, it was a very over gimmick. When he worked Ricochet, huge. That was a big match for NXT. What happened?
I'm trying to think of the matches. What was the big matches? Him and Ricochet.
Ricochet. He worked Adam Cole towards his way out. Excuse me. I'm trying to think.
He had a big match with Roddy?
I don't believe so. I think his big match was with Adam Cole.
Was it Adam Cole I'm thinking of? That was like
for that North American title.
He hit the big deal off the top, big Macho Man elbow off the top, and it was a big fall scene.
And the thing with Dream was
he could sell, right? I feel like that was a boy that could sell. He could sell.
He could sell his. But if you watched him, his mannerisms were, and I'm just looking at a bunch of his old fits, his gear from each show, especially pay-per-views. He made it matter. That's him at TakeOver when he worked Ricochet. He's literally wearing Ricochet's Prince Puma tights that he never got to wear. And he's wearing them. And he's rocking it with the Hogan boas. He did it with this deal as well. Oh man, that'd be a match that I'd love to watch.
Your boy Hayes, though. Hayes said no way, no how.
Yeah, that sucks, but
yeah.
But I mean, Dream.
Wait, you're saying just put good wrestler A with good wrestler B and just go out there and have a good match for 20 minutes with no reason whatsoever?
Tickle, C word, P word, banger. Yes, sir. But no, I mean, the Rick
Rude tights were the ones I remember. Go right one.
He went from
there. It is. Rick Rude tights.
Oh, he did work Roddy because he had Roddy's wife and kid on the tights. I forgot about that.
Yeah, I was like, that was the big match.
You were right. You were absolutely correct. But he made it feel special every time he was out there for a takeover. And I even saw him once at an NXT show we went to, me and Shay, and he was in the main event. And you can just tell this man's a star. Yeah. Like, it was like, yo, when's he getting called up? Because once Vince gets a hold of this character, it's raps. That's the first thing I thought. Vince gets a hold of something he can write for, like Velveteen Dream, it's raps. It never came to fruition. He got, like, in that Me Too movement, he was one of the victims. I'm not going to say victims. He was one of the people
allegedly.
I'm going to say outed. Right.
And allegedly, because there's still...
alleged. Yeah.
It's alleged because as much as I read of, like, things are confirmed, I read of, like, those things were debunked, and I'm just like, okay, then who am I? I don't know anymore.
Right, but, and but that winded up cutting his career short with the WWE, and since then, this is what we've been hearing about: legal trouble after legal trouble. He never did indie dates, really. I think he did some for MCW, which was like his.
I didn't know that. I didn't know he did any indie dates.
I think I might be completely wrong, but it's
because I feel like he became persona non grata, like after his let go, and like you said, because of the reasons he was let go, and they were suspicious, and because of suspicion of what he was let go of,
he can't touch you.
Yeah, he became like nobody booked him, nobody got near him.
Don't want to book that guy because you don't want bad PR. That's why you don't want bad PR. So now here we go. It's 2022. He's been having issues since 2019, and it's like, I don't think at this moment, at least, I mean, you never say never, right? When it comes to pro wrestling. True. At this time, I don't think there's going to be any more traction with Velveteen Dream until all of this gets cleared away. But I think after a while, if nothing comes after this year, where's there going to be the demand for Velveteen Dream? It's like,
I don't. But is there a demand? When did Velveteen? When was the last time he worked a match on television?
Oh, gee.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I don't mean to be
years ago, right?
I don't mean to be a jerk. Yeah, but like, let's just say Velveteen Dream came back to TV today. Do you really think half that crowd would react and go insane?
The NXT crowd would.
The NXT crowd. But if you pulled him out on Raw,
Raw,
you think if he came out on Raw,
he'd get the
NXT Dexter Loomis. The Dexter Loomis, where half that crowd went, and half the people went.
They're like, who the hell is that? Yeah, because they haven't seen him. Yeah, I think
3 weeks into that Dexter Loomis thing, the people are with it now.
Oh yeah, they
Everybody was
love it.
looking for it.
Did you
But
see it
week one
last
was
Monday?
yeah,
Where he was in the back of
everybody
the
was
truck.
there.
Oh, they were like, oh yeah, they were with it. They were with it.
But
Yeah.
week one, I'm not gonna pretend that it was a huge debut because half the crowd was like, "Who the hell was that?"
Yeah, they had no idea. They had no idea who they were looking at. So,
Yeah.
I mean, no, you're right. If they put him on TV right now, it wouldn't.
So that's the problem. I just don't.
Yeah.
I think we remember him fondly because many of us lived through that black and gold, and it was a drug of its own. It was a
Oh, yeah.
flavor of its own on its everything. It was
our
the crystal
alternative.
clear. It was the crystal clear Pepsi of pro wrestling.
Yo, you know how much I love that Pepsi in the 90s, bro? And it was just that it was clear.
Everybody loved it. I've never met anyone
Pepsi.
who was like, "Yo, crystal clear Pepsi, hell with that stuff's garbage."
Yo,
I've never met anyone. Everyone you mentioned was like, "Oh man, crystal clear Pepsi."
Now there's a lot of people, if they ever hear this, that were probably born in the late 90s, have no idea what we're talking about. Because that was early 90s. I remember that having that in Florida.
Pop culture,
I remember having it in Florida for the first time, and I was like, this don't look like Sprite. What is this? What is going on?
How silly is that?
It's
Can
Pepsi.
we just talk how silly?
It's Pepsi, bro. It's Pepsi, but
as a kid, can I tell you the fact that you said as a kid in Florida? I swear to you, I just had like a sense memory, and I was like, "Oh, I remembered being a kid. Same thing, looking at it in a cup and thinking, it doesn't smell like Sprite."
Yeah,
cat drinking it,
the cat
lapping it up, right? The catnip, like, oh, and then finally the little sip, right? Like, go. My God, I love this stuff.
Now that we're on a tangent, did you ever have the clear Kool-Aid?
What?
You never seen the clear Kool-Aid?
Now
I gotta pull up a picture.
Now you're capping. Stop the
clear
bro. Kool-Aid.
It's
called water and sugar, my friend. No such thing. It's called lemonade, friend. Lemonade.
Here it is, Kool-Aid Clear. You think I'm joking, bro?
What? Fam, never in my life.
Kool-Aid Invisible. Look, bro. Here we go. Share screen. Bam. Clear Kool-Aid. Invisible.
Never seen it before.
I kid you not, bro.
Kool-Aid Invisible.
And Kool-Aid Clear.
Well, Amazon, guess what I'm going to be looking for on Amazon today? I've never had it before. So it's like clear, it's red in the liquid.
It looks red. Like what? No, it's water. It looks like water. My mom literally, so Mom Zooks used to make Kool-Aid.
Yeah. Okay.
She'd make Kool-Aid, she'd make iced tea, but then my Pops would have a gallon of water because Pops was diabetic. He still is. Shout out to Pops. So we had to label it. Like we had to label it Kool-Aid for the Pops because we didn't want him to grab the gallon. He thinks it's water and he starts sipping it and it's straight sugar he drinking. That's okay. They had the same thing.
I'm gonna have to look this up. Kool-Aid Invisible. All right, Kool-Aid Invisible. I'm going to find some. Never heard of it.
I'm telling you, it was delicious. But again, it's the same thing. It was an alternative of the same thing, like we were talking about.
But have you ever met anyone that said they don't like Crystal Clear Pepsi? Anyone who lived in our generation ever look back and go, ugh. NXT Black and Gold
is the
I think of that era as crystal clear. Now, I think of it up until that last class pre-pandemic, because I told you that pandemic era NXT.
I didn't watch it. Look at it.
But even before that, though, but like I feel
they were starting.
Yes, that. When was it? When was that final War Games with Undisputed Era? What was that first War Games they had, that big one? Because I know there was a second one they came back with AOP.
You're talking about the one where Ricochet jumped off the top and did like that ridiculous 630 or whatever.
Yes, that they had the big War Games. I feel like that was the one, right? That was like the ending. And then they just, for whatever reason, it felt like NXT didn't shift. They just sifted the same people, but they came back with all new stories of just the same people. Was that because you don't remember talking about? I remember NXT.
Well, one had Pat McAfee with it. I'm trying to remember.
No, that was the one during that was the pandemic era, the Pat McAfee one. That was the one where Pat jumped off the top. Yeah, where he jumped off the top through a table or something, through a guy on a table.
I'm trying to remember now. Dude, we watch so much wrestling. I'm trying to remember myself. I'm just remembering these guys, Velveteen and Adam Cole, doing a backlot brawl during the pandemic. That they worked in the back, like in a parking lot.
Oh, I don't remember that at all.
Yeah, they worked in a parking lot. That was like the end of their feud.
At some point, we're gonna have to sit down and talk about pandemic wrestling because I have like you're saying this, and can I tell you, I've never seen the Money in the Bank where they wrestled in the building. Like
fantastic.
So I'll be honest with you. I intentionally remember the pandemic. All I did was watch every DVD, every classic thing I could, every indie thing, everything. I watched the entire Smoky Mountain Wrestling. I watched all of ECW Hardcore TV. I watched all of what was it? Mid-South. Like I'm talking, I just watched. So I didn't watch anything of that era outside of occasional matches here and there. So when I think back to that, I'm just like, man, the pandemic era of wrestling, somebody's gonna have to catalog because that really was a weird time of wrestling to look back on. But that era of NXT to me was like that weird. Okay, this is going on way too long. Like the way, and I told you, like we talked about that 2 weeks ago. When
I
era had that whole like they were going on vacation together with Roddy, and they were like a family. Like at some point, that's what I'm saying. The NXT group never changed, and that's when I feel like NXT started going.
It grew stale, without a doubt.
The t-shirts got blacker. The music got more rocky. The skulls and beards got more. Yeah. But the show, like the Karrion Kross era.
Well, you know how I feel about Kross. Killer.
But anyway,
Kross.
that pre, like that Sammy Bailey, the American Alpha, AOP.
Could do no wrong.
That was the crystal clear Pepsi era where you could do nothing. Where Levesque, where Paula Levesque, that monster that forces those poor people on Mondays have to sit through 3 hours of garbage. Levesque.
Excuse me, sir. Garbage.
That Levesque. Well, listen, as I've told you previously, if you want to see where the good guys go, tune in Wednesdays. You already know.
It's still Wednesday night. You know what that means. But let's get back about Velveteen.
Back to what we're talking about, Velveteen. So, Velveteen, look, the reason we went off on a tangent, Velveteen, is because this is sad. It's sad. It makes me sad because honestly, it'll be another one of those great what ifs. What ifs. Right. It'll be another great. And the sad part is like it's a self-inflicted wound.
There it is. It's like Jeff Hardy we were talking about. Where like Jeff Hardy has a drinking problem, has a substance abuse problem. He's out there driving on the highway at the early hours of the morning, getting pulled over, doing field sobriety tests. And it's like, what did we say, bro? You got to get help. Like somebody should have been helping you anyway. Why are you driving? With this Velveteen stuff, you're really trying to come back to the E, and you're getting into this kind of trouble.
And
you're not helping
yourself. Put up the money. The homie put the money up for you.
Numerous
put the bag up
times.
For you. Come on, man. Like it's like somebody's pulling for you, right? Like that's why it's sad to me. I guess the Velveteen one, I can't even laugh because it's sad because it's like someone clearly, like his homie cares about him, right? His homie's like, damn, I'm trying to help you out, bro.
It's crazy because he bailed him out on the 20th. 6 days later, he gets in trouble. Yo, if it was me, Vern, if on the 20th you bail me out of jail, you spend $1,200 to bail me out of jail, and the 26th I get arrested, I would not expect you to even talk to me ever again.
I hear you, man, but
because it's like
things you do for your people. I know,
that's
but
what I'm saying. I mean, you went on a
6-hour
ride for your peoples, right?
And that's the saddest part. Yes, right? Because that's what I think of. I think of my boy. If my boy's in a situation, you just think like, come on, dude. Like you could be more, right? Like, and that's I guess I can't even imagine what he must have felt like. And I know he's a monster, and I'm sure it's a popular thing is to demonize him and think he's a horrible person, etc. I get that.
Yeah.
But like we talked about with even freaking Joey Ryan's dumbass.
Yeah.
Right. Pardon me. But Joey Ryan, that the internet hating him and everyone, he's at a job, right? Look at him, he's got a job. This monster.
You want him around your children? Yeah.
I get it. But at some point, those people need to work and live and do
adults.
All the other be functioning like the rest of us.
Yeah,
yes.
Yeah.
So that's what makes me sad because it's like, man, this is a dude who lost his job and then it's like he never got it back together. It tore him apart.
I mean, you saw the mugshot, right? Should I even pull that thing up?
The mugshot is rough. The mugshot is rough. It's sad.
I'm gonna pull it up.
It looks.
It's like I don't know. It's
his
awful.
face. Yeah, man. It's sad. It's a sad thing to see somebody come. What could have been again? What could have been? What might have been?
I mean, I'm using
what
wrestling
should have
muses,
been.
but I mean, it's rough. It's rough, dude. I mean, take a peek. I mean, literally 6 days after you get bailed out, you're in jail again, brother.
With the dusty.
Those box braids are beat. He did those himself. Braids.
That's what I'm saying. But I feel like those just were cornrowed, and then it was just like, whatever. Just turn them to box.
Those
braids.
were the box braided. I'll tell you. You know, I had braids for a minute. Those were box braided at least 2 months ago, and his hair, where he had a shape up, is starting to grow. Like, come on, bro. You're not walking around in public like that. Come on, bro. There's no way. There's absolutely no way.
Look, man. You're not that dusty. You don't let yourself get that dusty unless you just don't care.
Right.
Unless you just stop caring.
All right. So
I hope he gets help, man. Shout out to Velveteen. Yo, get some help, kid. Get help. Hope you get better.
Hopefully you get to come back to the E. You get to put that character back on there.
And even if not, just
and if not, I hope you're a functioning adult.
Yeah, just go back to being a functioning adult.
Right.
Yeah.
All right. So let's move on. Let's move on to something else that's a little more.
What's up? A little more beat.
A little more beat. Roman Reigns.
What's up? Woo! Throw it up to our tribal chief, the man who I am saying it right now, the man who will beat Bob Backlund's record, who will get close to, and I'm hoping will beat Hulk Hogan's reign and beat number 2 on the list, only to Bruno Sammartino. Roman Reigns, your tribal chief.
Acknowledge him.
Let's go.
This Friday. I don't know if it's the exact day. I don't know how many
Doesn't
days
matter.
exactly.
But it's Friday, a pre-recorded show. It's a pre-recorded show.
Yeah, they're celebrating his 2 years.
I've been avoiding all the spoilers, but
so
the echoes I'm hearing.
It's
a must-watch show. All I'm saying is everything I've heard says it's a must-watch show. It's a do not miss.
So,
because a lot of shows like to play it safe on the go home. A lot of people like to play it safe, and I like a promotion doesn't play it safe. So if you don't want to see a show that plays it safe, tune in Wednesdays. Anyway, go ahead.
Oh man. So August 30th, 2020 was the beginning of Roman Reigns' reign as WWE Universal Champion. That's the reign they're going with. Now he's the undisputed. What's that joint he does? He clicks the belts. Oh, I just hit my knuckle really hard. Ow. And he puts him up. He puts him up. They all do it now. When I went to the show on Sunday, the Usos are coming out.
I'm so mad. And it is the armband. It is the armband, and then it's like this weird,
almost like the Shawn. Remember the Shawn?
Yeah. It's yes. It's this weird thing with the arms that the arms have to like be bent. This weird.
Somebody's telling them, "Hey, keep your arms in the shot."
That is so interesting. I feel like that's something only I picked up on, the weird weird thing with his arms. Where he does like this, and then Roman does the same thing. He does this weird.
Yeah.
Okay.
But hey,
like Randy Orton. Randy Orton would do it. Randy Orton would always.
It has to be something about keeping your arms in the shot.
Okay. All right. Then it's not me.
You can't see it, right? But if I keep them in, you see every.
Okay, because it is weird the way they all put their arms in and they like stand there and do this, because no one naturally just.
Nobody does that, right? Okay. If anything, you put your arms out this way with your elbows outward. Like
that's so funny. You're like,
yeah. So yeah, 2 years. August 30th. Is am I unlocking a memory there?
What is that? Yeah.
Isn't that our man Gargamel?
No. Okay, I know what it is. It's. Do you really want to know?
You can tell me later.
I could. I could tell you off air because it involves being it. Let's say it involves a screen door, maybe a ladder. We'll leave it at that.
I kill him.
Yes.
Okay. All right. Yeah, that's an inside. Nobody ever again. Yeah. So Roman, August 30th, 2020, he won the WWE Universal Championship from Bray Wyatt, The Fiend.
What's begun one of the single greatest title reigns in modern history.
Yeah.
Yes, I said that. Yes, Kenny Omega. one of the single greatest title runs belongs to Roman Reigns, not
Absolutely.
Kenny Omega.
Absolutely.
Not the belt collector, not any of that garbage.
Biggest company, longest title reign. I think I was doing this with Shay the other day. It's the longest title reign since CM Punk's 400 some odd day reign. We were going through all the reigns for a while, like since because we looked at like I think all the way back in the 90s, Attitude Era, the belts were getting flipped. They're flipping them like pancakes in the Attitude Era. Then I think Cena had it for a while. JBL ran with it for a bit.
Yep.
And then it was flip-flops again. Punk took it those 400 some odd days or whatever it was. And then since then, it hasn't been like that until Roman right now. And he's at 729 days, which is amazing. Absolutely amazing. I've held belts. I've held belts in my own career for about 300 some odd days. So, I know where Roman's been, and I know exactly what it means to be a longevity title holder. I'm just kidding.
Wow.
Stop putting myself over because that's cringe as hell. But no, seriously, Roman is 2 years as champion. What do you think of that, bro? What do you think?
I already said I can't wait. I'm here for it. I remember we talked about this that one time, and I predicted
long time ago, yeah.
He would have his name in the record books, and I'm still waiting for it. I want him to beat Backlund, and I want him to beat Hogan on the book.
So what's Hogan's?
And I think Hogan's number 2. Hogan's 2 on the list. Number 1, I think I think 1 is San Martino, 2 is Hogan, 3 is Pedro Morales, 4 is Backlund, 5 is Reigns now. I believe in that order. Correct me if I'm wrong.
I'm not sure. Hold on. Hogan's title reign for the WWF Championship was 1,474 days.
Mm-hmm.
Let me do the math on that. Ali, sir.
But that's combined. That's combined.
No.
Well, that's continuous?
It's his longest title reigns.
Wow.
Hulk Hogan.
Yeah. Oh, well, okay. In the 80s.
Yes. Oh my Lord, 1,474 days, bro. That's ridiculous. Brock Lesnar was 504 days as Universal Champion. Then you had Punk for 434 days as the WWE Champion, Spinner Belt Champion.
So straight. Those are all straight. Reigns. Wow.
Cena was 380. He'll never catch Hogan. There's no way.
Okay, then no. I rescind my comment. I, for whatever reason, thought it was less. Hogan's was less. Okay.
AJ held it for over a year. So
wait,
AJ
give me the numbers. Give me the total numbers in.
For who?
For longest reigns. Give me the reign numbers because it was
at
1
5. At 5, we had AJ Styles and Macho Man, 371 days.
Okay.
4, Cena, 380. That was in 06 when he FU'd Edge off the ladder into the table. He then held the belt for 380 days. Punk held it for 434, Summer of Punk and having Heyman and all that.
I remember that.
You have Lesnar as Universal Champion for 504 days. But Lesnar had that part-time schedule. He'd be gone for a minute. He worked Samoa Joe. You remember that? Remember they also had that car crash match where I think it was like a 5-way with him, Braun, Joe, a couple other. I think Roman was in that one and someone else.
Yes.
Then you have Hogan. It says Hogan here. 1474. It says on January 23rd, 84.
It doesn't have Bob Backlund. It doesn't have Bruno Sammartino. It doesn't have Pedro Morales.
Nope. Maybe because they're calling them. Actually, no, because Hogan's on there and so is Macho. I don't know. This is Sportskeeda, so they could be wrong.
That's why you're on Sportskeeda. I was like, what?
I could be wrong. Okay.
Let's see. Well, Sportskeeda, it's a little biased here and there.
There's something in my eye.
They fed bad hard sometimes, so I don't know.
This is on the WWE website.
Yeah.
All right. I'm on the WWE website. They want me to sign up for something. Where's the X button? There it is. Let's see here. WWE Championship 19. Okay. Championship holders over time. Oh, this is by This is by decades. My Lord. Yeah, this is on decades. And when you go back to the 60s, the longest reign is like 2,800 days. Like the reigns end in the next decade. This shows Bruno for 2.8 thousand days. The reign ended in the next decade. There's Backlit, 2.1 thousand. He held it from February 20th, 1978 to December 26th, 1983. It's superstar Billy Graham. Bruno Sammartino held it from 73. This is the one that I think Roman can surpass. From 1973. Well, if he gets there, he got to get to Hogan then. 1973 to 1977, 1,200 days, Bruno Sammartino held the damn title. Absolutely.
One of his reigns, but it's not the combined reign, Bruno's held the title the longest period.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Because Bruno had it in his back pocket for a million years. It's ridiculous. But here's Backlund again in the 80s. Sheik, Hogan for 1.5K days from 1984 to 19. All the WrestleManias Hogan was champion for in the first 4, wasn't he?
Mm-hmm.
He was champion every single time. So he beat Sheik. Sheik held it for a month, and then he beat Sheik. He had it and then Giant beat him. Then he gave the belt to the $1 Million Man. Then they held it up in a tournament, right? Then Savage had it for 371 days. And then Hogan held it again for 364 days until his reign was over. And Jesus Christ, the 90s, it's ridiculous. Ridiculous. After Yoko holds it and Brett holds it, okay, Diesel has it for almost a year. Brett holds it for a good amount. Shawn Michaels, Sid from 96 to 97, 60 days. Shawn won it. When did Brett win it for a day? Is that when Shawn dropped the title and he lost his smile? Then they had the Fatal 4-Way? That was that match, right? Because it says February 13th, 1997. I think that's when he lost his smile.
Yeah, okay. Yeah.
He lost his smile. Didn't want to drop it to Brett. Dude, after that, oh my God. Look. Stone Cold, 90 days. Okay? This was Stone Cold, won it in Mania, 91 days. Lost it to Kane, won it back on Raw, 90 days. Lost it to The Rock, 50 days. Lost it to Mankind, 20 days. Lost it to The Rock, 7 days. Lost it to Mankind, 15 days. Lost it to The Rock, 41 days. Stone Cold, 56 days. Taker, 36 days. Stone Cold, 55 days. Mankind, a day. Triple H, 24 days. Mr. McMahon, 4 days. Triple H, 49 days. Big Show, 50 days. That was all in the Attitude Era, bro. All in the Attitude Era, all those flip-flops. And like I said, it keeps going. This is the stuff that me and Shay were looking at not too long ago. Longest reigns in the early 2000s, 175 days by Stone Cold. Dropped it to Angle. Stone Cold won it a couple more times. Nobody held the belt longer than 150 days. Brock Lesnar. Van Dam had it for 3 weeks, and then he got caught with a drug charge. Then Cena, 380 days. Wow. So the thing that Roman's doing right now is incredible to even see, because it's like, dudes do not do that nowadays. And I mean, we saw, and the Universal Championship hasn't even been around that long. And
I mean, look, I at least want to see him get to 1,000 days. Give me 1,000.
Yes.
If you don't like, if you don't want to give him records and have him hold a belt long enough to break a record, fine. I can live with that. But give me 1,000 days.
Give me another year.
Give me 1,000 days with the belt. So at least we can say we saw somebody hold a belt for 1,000 days.
So we had this discussion, I think, last time, and Cody was still healthy. Okay. So a lot of people are speculating. I wouldn't say a lot of people. Fans are speculating that Drew might win this match at the Clash of the Castle. I don't believe so. I don't think Drew, don't get me wrong. I watched again. I'll probably keep mentioning it during the show. I watched Drew live this past Sunday, and Drew's pop was amazing. He was selling the injuries from when he got jumped by the Bloodline on Friday.
Did you see the picture of his back?
Yo, he was that was
selling.
Well, no, he was selling his ribs, so that's why I say he was selling. That his back was real. But Sheamus cut a promo. It was a 6-man. It was Sheamus and Butch and Ridge Holland, the Brawling Brutes, and it was New Day, which is Woods and Kofi and Drew. They were supposed to work, but then Sheamus said, "Oh, Drew's not going to be able to work tonight." Blah blah blah. Even my kid was like, "What?" Because that was her man. That's a man. She wanted to see Drew. Yeah. Drew comes in. So at first, my wife's like, "Oh no, he's gonna come out. Don't worry about it. He'll come out." And then my wife's like, "Oh, maybe not," because the match starts 3-on-2 handicap. They do a hot tag between Xavier. Kofi gets the hot. Kofi's ripping and running. Kofi gets bumped down. Now Kofi's taking the heat. As soon as I seen that, I was like, "Okay, Drew's coming now. Drew will come when the hot tag is getting ready to go." And then lo and behold, out comes Drew, selling his music hits.
Big conquering hero.
Oh, yeah. Gets the hot tag, comes in, goes crazy, hits his Claymore, 3, 2, 1. Everybody goes nuts. And crowd wasn't filled. The building wasn't filled in Manchester. It wasn't a packed house. It was floor seats were filled. I'm Fed batting
confirming, right now. Confirming the Fed is dead. Thank you. Go ahead.
Fed dead. The bowl, the lower bowl is what they use. They didn't use the upper area of the stadium, which seats like 11,000. So I'd say there's probably like a total of like 3,000 in there.
Ooh, good job, Fed. Good job. 11,000 seat arena only got 3,000 people. Think putting tarps in the top bowl fools me.
Fed dead. So
WrestleTix told me you guys haven't sold out.
But no matter what, the place was rocking for Drew. So Drew's over. And we're going to talk about it a little bit, literally in a little bit. They're going to be in Cardiff, Wales, which I think we were talking about early in our podcast about how the difference between WWE and AEW, where the people in Wales were discussing it during a government meeting. Like government officials were like, this is what's going to come with the WWE, jobs and revenue, and it turned into the Clash at the Castle. So that's the big difference between a company like WWE and a company like AEW. So
it's like the World Cup coming. It's basically they're treating it like a huge
Super Bowl.
mega
it's
event
Super Bowl.
coming. Yeah,
correct.
Yeah,
and when they go to Saudi, it's the same idea. And I think they saw what they did in Saudi, and they were like, "Yo, how do we get a piece of that for our country?" So nonetheless, Drew's in the main event. I don't think Drew's going over. If he does, where do you go from there, right? So I don't think he does go over. So my initial question was, if it's not Drew, who?
It can the only win to beat a monster of Roman Reigns caliber.
Okay.
You need a hero. A hero in a, let's just say, a red cape.
Homelander?
Gold trimming on it.
I love Homelander. I love the boys, but Homelander is not real, Vern. Homelander is a character on television.
Homelander is very real. The Homelander's name is Adrenaline in my soul. On it, like, what
it's gotta be
better?
Cody.
Look, my daddy's belt in the garden. My daddy couldn't win the belt in the garden. I want to win the belt. That's it. The moment he went on TV and said, "I'm gonna win the belt for,"
he
got the tear, he emoted
with a tear
and the belt for his.
Come on, no.
At that moment, I was like, "Well, Roman, it's nice knowing you. I dug it."
So yeah, absolutely.
But here's the one side caveat I will say.
Sure.
I think I was 100% with what I just said before Paula Levesque took over. Because as of right now, with all the returns and things we're seeing, man, it is not Vince's Raw. On Vince's Raw, Cody was a megastar. At the moment,
countdown to Cody.
Where does Cody fit?
You don't think
in a world where Johnny Gargano, Dexter Lumis, oh Lord, all the girls just winning, Raquel and Aaliyah just winning the belts the other night.
Yeah.
Io Sky coming back, Dakota Kai, all these and Killer Cross, Karrion Cross, Karrion Kross and Scarlett. People getting their names back. Austin Theory.
Hit Row. Is he back to Austin Theory now?
Austin Theory's going to get his full name back.
Thank God.
All these changes. And they seem like, whatever. But the other, I have to talk about it. The other night when Johnny Gargano is in the ring with Austin Theory, I was very happy to see Johnny. Shout out to you, Johnny. I remember you being the introvert weirdo you are, and you sat on the couch and didn't talk to the boys. It's all good. We didn't take it personal.
At the crib, we were watching $5 wrestling.
We're all watching $5 wrestling, and he was but beyond that, he was on his phone and sitting there texting with his girl.
Yeah, he's pretty.
And that's all good. It's all good. So shout out to you, big homie.
He didn't know.
I get it. I know. That's what I'm saying. I got nothing but love for the kid. But in the ring with Austin Theory, it was. You know when it hit me? It hit me in that promo they did on, was it Raw, where they showed Gargano sitting there, and then Austin Theory walks up on him with the extra small T-shirt on, looking extra buff. He had on the daggone Migos gold necklace, just dumb tight choker to his neck, looking. Yep. He was looking like a daggone pit bull. He was looking all thick like this, and he was like, Johnny, stay seated, and it was like, bro, he's small. You sat above him and you just looked even more giant. And that visual to me was just like, I can't get over it. Because when Johnny super kicked him, I get it. He's Johnny wrestling. I get it what he was on the indies. I remember, remember when I discovered Johnny Gargano and I was like, yo, guys, this dude named John, I've never heard of this kid from Cleveland.
AIW, Yep, with the DVDs. You got the DVDs.
And back then, Johnny, you're going to make it. Remember, you're going to make it into WWE. I can't wait to see you one day in the Fed.
Yeah, I always thought that too.
We finally saw him in the Fed. But standing next to Austin Theory, it felt ridiculous.
Vince's he would never been called up.
That's why he wasn't there, right? He waited. He bided his time.
He had good timing. Good timing.
And that damn Paula Levesque is bringing back all of his NXT vanilla midget indie darlings.
Okay.
They should have gone to the good guys, but whatever.
Oh Jesus, you double O. You brought up somebody that makes me think like, why not? What about Theory? Theory's got money in the bank, right? Theory, too soon? Too soon?
From bad to bad? Unless Theory becomes you a baby face. Here's the thing. We have to both admit. Whoever beats Roman, has to be a hero. Because you are not slaying the dragon. You are slaying the final boss.
Yeah, this is
Seth from Street Fighter 4. This is Seth from Street Fighter 4, who is impossible. Impossible. You remember Seth? Was it Seth from Street Fighter 4
let me see.
What was it, Seth?
The last Street Fighter I played, I think,
was
5.
It was Street Fighter 5. It was one of the two games.
It was the chubby dude. It's Street Fighter 5. It was the chubby dude who kept kicking my ass. I couldn't remember his name.
I just remember one of the games, Street Fighter 5 dude had Seth or something that was just impossible.
Seth looks like a woman. What?
Or was it Goki or something?
No, it's Seth. Oh, no. It's two Seths. One looks like Frieza.
Yes, the one that looked like Frieza that you just couldn't do moves against him. You just jumped and it was like just.
I'm glad I stopped playing video.
Rained you with combos. Rained you with I hated him anyway.
Yeah, he looks annoying. Go ahead. But yeah, I was saying, but that makes sense. For it to not be there. You're right.
Yeah, he looks annoying.
He looks annoying. He looks annoying to beat.
He looks hard. Yeah, he looks hard. I don't want to play against him.
I don't want to play it. What was I saying? I can see what you're saying with it not being Theory with him, unless Roman lost to some baby face and it was like, yeah, and then out came Theory after Roman, you know how the Money in the Bank thing go. Maybe that, but no, I feel you. I feel like Roman should be losing that belt at WrestleMania to an over baby face.
Because that's like saying, that's like people who've been fantasy booking Gargano. So I read a thread that fantasy book Gargano, just what you just said. Roman has to lose the belt at Mania.
To Gargano?
Johnny Gargano takes the belt off of Roman. Austin Aries cashes in. Austin Aries cashes in.
Austin Theory. Don't say Austin Aries.
Excuse me. Austin Theory.
Austin Aries.
I know. Austin Theory cashes in. and Austin Theory, then you take the belt off the babyface, and now Gargano has to chase Theory for the next year. I read this thread and I was like, why would you want the belt on Theory for another year? We just got the belt off Roman for 3 years, whatever we're gonna say. Like, put the belt on for another year.
But if that's what you're going with, then how would you make Gargano that big of a star
to bury him 30 seconds later
to defeat Roman Reigns? Because to get to Roman Reigns, you need to be past my screen right now. You see my fat jiggling. You got to be beyond that. You have to be so far where Cody was when Cody came back. Because Cody came back, beloved babyface.
You're applying wrestling logic to double booking. Fan booking never involves that. Fan booking just says, good wrestler A needs to be with good wrestler B, because clearly that's all you need. Guys who do moves and knows how to do them to give us good wrestling matches.
Yeah, sure. Okay.
We don't need stories.
So let's speak of good wrestling matches. Let's move on. Shout out to Roman, 2 years.
Yo,
congrats to you.
I acknowledge you, our tribal chief.
Yeah, he's my tribal chief.
Shout out to you, Big Oos. Big up to honorary Oos. You already know.
We said we're going to talk about these pay-per-views. Let's talk about them. So we got the
cards. Can you just give me your take on honorary Oos? How do you feel about honorary Oos?
I love it.
Last week, was that not the toughest photo ever with all four of them?
It looked like they're about to put out a rap album of the year, like a double CD, Bloodline, Blood in the Sand. Like it was about to be the most fire double CD to ever come out, bro. Like just move everybody else. Biggie, no.
Is Sammy the producer? Sammy the producer?
Sammy dropped the beats. Roman's the leader. The Usos do the hooks. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? That it would have been
singing?
fine.
Who's between the Usos? Who's singing? Who's doing the R&B hooks and who's doing the rap hooks?
Oh, it's Jimmy. Jimmy's singing. Jimmy's singing. He's a sing-songy hook. Jay's the rap hooks. You know what I'm saying?
Jay's bad hard. Jay's the hard. Jay's doing the gun. I got you. Jay's doing gun talk. Jay's nonstop gun talk. Every song got gunplay, no matter what.
Jimmy's talking about the women. Yeah.
Jimmy always got to be something nasty about women, and Jay's just every song is like, yo, I finger pop you like the trigger on my gun. Clow, clow. I feel you. He's always got to make that random that you're just like, really? The Uncle Murder. The Uncle Murder just out of nowhere.
What a Young Buck when he was in G Unit. Young Buck would be like, I want to be a lover. And he'd be like the gun on my hip, baby. Like, what? What are you talking about? We're talking about girls, bro. What are you talking about guns, Young Buck? What are you doing? But anyway. Shout out to all the two rap fans, by the way. That crossover section, the two rap fans who popped as we both just reminisced. Yeah, right, exactly. Yeah. So this pay-per-view right now, Clash at the Castle.
Yeah.
I'm gonna talk about it. It'll be, let me run it down. September 3rd, 2022. That is this Saturday. It airs at a special time.
Special start time.
1 p.m. because in Cardiff, Wales, I think it's like 8 o'clock at night over there at that time. So it's a 1 p.m. show, which is cool because
can't wait.
On Saturday, I'll be able to watch it with my kid. She'll be able to watch the pay-per-view. She'll get to see Drew, and she loves that. I'm just reading something here. The event is making its first WWE's first major stadium event to take place in the United Kingdom since '92 SummerSlam,
which is a phenomenal. Had that Bret Hart British Bulldog match.
Sorry. Yep. And the company's first UK pay-per-view overall since Insurrection in 2003. So it's been a minute since they've done a big pay-per-view in the UK. So this is a big deal for them. And again, we were talking about how
the financial implications
and all that, of course. So right now, and I don't think this is the final card. I'm sure they'll add something on SmackDown that'll give it 7 matches. Right now, we only show 6 on the card right now. And I'll run through them. We have, of course, Edge and Rey Mysterio with Dominic at ringside against the Judgment Day, Finn Balor and Damian Priest with Rhea Ripley at
crowd is going to be insane for that match. They're going to be insane for
I feel like they're going to be. I feel like they're going to be like AEW nuts. I feel like they're going to go like AEW crazy the entire show because it's a big pay-per-view in their home country,
and the UK fans always show love.
Remember Impact? Remember when Impact was in the UK? And I was like, bro, they should just relocate to the UK and run shows there because the crowds are more lively there than when they're at the studios over here. But no, the UK crowd is always over.
NXT UK, when they had the crowds, the crowd was always hot.
The match that I'm looking forward to, I kind of want to hold on to it, but I just have to say it now, is the singles match for the WWE Intercontinental Championship. Gunther versus Sheamus.
Oh.
My God.
So how do you feel about that has to be. Does that match have to open the show to set the tone? If they open the show and beat the stuffing out of each other, can anything follow that?
No. I think, in all honesty, you start with the 6-woman tag, which we'll get to. I think you start with the 6-woman tag, but we'll get there.
Okay, go ahead.
The next match, Matt Riddle versus Seth freaking Rollins. They've been ripping and running. They had a very good promo on Monday where they made it seem as real as possible, cussing on television on Raw.
The Rampage DC thing.
Very close to that, yes. Somebody put that in the basement.
That's someone in the in the Jerk Sub. Someone in the Jerk Sub actually posted that because I was I was wondering what's this based off of, and they were like, it was almost the same thing because it was like
Cormier, John Jones, because Cormier was talking smack about his drug addiction, how he's always getting caught with drugs. So he made it personal.
So I didn't know what started it because the clip was just like them. Yo, can you hear me? You pussy, and I was just like, what? I was like, out of nowhere. Oh, I didn't know he said that. He brought up his drug addiction?
He brought up his drug addiction. He said something about Daniel Cormier. It got real personal because they fought like 3 times, something like that. So it got real personal. That's
what were they doing? So I guess I don't understand. What were they? Weren't interviewing each other for a fight?
Who? Cormier and Jones?
Yeah, in that
it was like a mediator kind of deal. It was like a mediator, two dudes talking to each other, stuff like that. I'm gonna do this to you when I'm done with this. And then it just
they were gonna meet in a fight.
Right. They were going to actually have a fight against each other for the championship.
I couldn't understand if I was like, are these guys like commentators? Oh, they're UFC. I didn't see. I was like, I thought they were like analysis. I thought it was like two. I legitimately thought it was two like analysis to where like,
just
yo, for real, Skip Bayless. I Skip Bayless. I was like, I Skip Bayless. I'm gonna see you outside. That's why I was like, damn. These journalists take this stuff seriously.
What did John Jones win? He won like 2 belts in 2 different divisions. Shay is better at this stuff than I am with MMA. But John Jones is considered one of the best who's got a cocaine problem. He's been caught numerous times with cocaine in the system, and he keeps getting suspended. But he's like one of the best. He's only lost once, and that's because he came down with an elbow on a guy, and they disqualified him. So he's undefeated because he was going to finish that guy. But he came down with an elbow. Referee said, nope, stop the match, DQ. That's the only reason why he lost. And that was early in his career. He's like 20-something and 1 right now. He's ridiculous. Yeah, John Jones is a beast.
And a coke habit keeps him from really
crazy. Broke his toe once. We're doing MMA talk. Broke his toe once. Continued the fight and won with a broken toe. John Jones is a legit badass. Like he's that good.
This is why I like it. Like, so peek behind the curtain. This is why I like when like your brother and Shay talk about this stuff. Because I'm like, I don't know any of it.
You get smartened up.
And I'm always like, really? Because it always makes it sound like, man, maybe I should get into mixed martial arts. But then I watch it, it's like,
I look at it like this. It is a different form of professional wrestling. They cut promos. They have entrances.
I hear that. They
have storylines.
Okay.
But when they gets into the ring, anything can happen because it's real. You get what I'm saying? It's real. It's,
believe it or not, I hear that same comparison made with baseball. People say baseball's the same way in that teams cut promos. You're watching pitchers. You're watching them work. You're watching a pitcher work their style. Okay. You're watching them work their match. The batters. Okay. Every at bat is like a match because every at bat is a one-on-one. It's always you're always watching a one-on-one contest. I heard this whole thing and I was like, that actually kind of works, I guess.
Yeah, I can see it.
So I actually watched baseball for the first time like a week and a half ago for like 3 innings. And on TV That's for like rough. 3 innings. Rough. And I was like, okay, it's kind of like wrestling, except
this is
I can't
boring.
do it that long.
This is boring. So
I couldn't get into it. Yeah, I couldn't get into it.
Before we jump back to this, I'm going on a tangent.
So I used to go to the AAA games by my house all the time, but I could not get into it. Yeah,
I can go to a Yankee game. I've been to a Red Sox game. I've been to very, very multiple baseball games. Because when we used to go to the Yankee games, the seats were like $10 in the bleachers. So I was like, screw it, let's just go to a Yankee game. And it wasn't really the game that got me interested. It was the atmosphere, the crowd around you, being in that part of that chant, watching them curse out fans because they're wearing the other team's uniform, stuff like that. It was engaging. Yeah. But then, especially in high spots of the high spots, high points in the, you hear that? That's the worker in me.
Wrestling.
High points in the game. Like, this guy's at a 3-2 pitch? Is he gonna get struck out, or is he gonna hit a home run? It's a big shot here. Very little compared to all the other sports. Watching it on TV, I can't. I'll fall asleep. No. It's very tough for me on TV. But yeah, all right. So Riddle Rollins is the singles match. I can see that starting the show too.
Okay. Do they have to beat the piss out of each other?
Riddle and Rollins?
We're expecting Gunther and Sheamus, but Riddle Rollins, based on the whole little interaction they had.
Oh, it's like you just getting to a blood feud. It's getting to
your man dropped F-bombs like he was getting
I'm gonna
F-bomb.
F you up. Yeah. I'm gonna F you up. Where the
your favorite part was
with the hat. I love it. Listen. Now my kid met Matt Riddle on their first wrestling show. Matt Riddle can do no wrong in my eyes. Matt Riddle's the biggest baby face in the world right now. Okay, he baby faced my kid, my wife, and her cousin. He can't do no wrong now. Riddle's a man, so I love it.
Where was that? That's another sense memory. Where was it from our childhood? Someone got really mad and was talking through their teeth, and we all just started laughing because it was like, "What are you trying to talk tough?"
I can't even remember. Now you're talking.
Yes, it was because either somebody who had a problem with us or something, and they were just like, and they started talking through their teeth, and then you started laughing. You were like, "What are you 10?" And you were like Vern. Vern, you were like, Vern, leave it alone, Vern. That's a shot. You're like, no adult's gonna.
I don't remember.
Because
seething through his teeth.
Either I was gonna fight with them, or I was gonna pick a fight, and you were like,
I don't remember.
Talking through his teeth, and you started making jokes about. And then it became a thing for us. Every time one of us would get mad or whatever, it would just be like
Frost.
Or maybe it's just true. I don't know. All right, I'll ask Playboy Paulie. I guarantee you, Paulie will be like.
Remember.
Paulie will remember because I feel like that's a memory, something breathing through the teeth and shaking your head. Anyway,
right?
All
okay,
right.
so
that's you're thinking. Oh, I'm sorry, but you're thinking it's a building to a blood feud. So Tommy Dreamer on Busted Open says this has to be a gimmick match, and I screamed at the phone, and I was like, no, this has to be one-on-one straight up, and then from here. It builds to another one.
Yeah, they were supposed to work at SummerSlam. This was the SummerSlam match they were supposed to have. So play this out.
Share with me. This shouldn't be the blood feud. This should be a hard match that's something at the end, something a little wonky at the end, little finish.
Seth
pardon my language.
It's okay.
A screwed up finish.
I'll censor that. Hold on.
Yes.
Hold on. What's the time? 117.
117. My bad about that. See, I went into that. You got me into wrestling. You were talking about wrestling talk, right?
Right.
And yeah, the screwy finish.
That's just how we talk. You're not even using it in a bad way. It's just the way we talk. But no, I think Seth goes over here in a way where he cheats Riddle out of the win, and Riddle and Co is now going to have to go out of his way with whatever it takes to try and pick up the victory. It leads to some kind of match. So at the house show, can they
lock up?
Yes.
So when they start, based on everything that just happened this last Monday, based on that interview, based on his comments, and I'm gonna F you up. Where you at? I'm gonna kill you. They can go out there and lock up. They don't just second the bell rings, just start
hockey punching each other instead.
Hockey punching.
I mean, sure, but it's like the tip off. Two teams can hate each other. You still got to do a tip off. You can still lock up.
Okay. I hear you.
You save that kind of.
I hear you. Yeah. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm thinking. You know what? You're right.
That gimmick match.
If we're building to a gimmick match, we're building to a bigger match, something more violent.
Gotta escalate.
Right.
You're right. Let's get them in Hell in a Cell together, right? That passed already, right?
Yeah, I don't know if I want to switch that. I hear what you're saying.
But what's coming up? Extreme Rules or something's coming up. Some kind of pay-per-view is coming up.
Maybe CJ Perry will get to come back because she really wants to do one of those matches. Really upset.
Okay,
that she never
moving on. Bianca Belair. Speaking of women, Bianca Belair, Alexa Bliss, and Asuka versus Bayley, Dakota Kai, and Io Sky in a 6-women tag. Then we've got more women. Your favorite wrestler, Liv Morgan, is taking on Shayna Baszler for the SmackDown Women's Championship. And then the main event of the evening, again, that's all we have right now, 6 matches. We got Roman Reigns taking on Drew McIntyre, a singles match for the undisputed WWE Universal Championship.
What are our tag champs doing?
Nothing yet, which is why I think
Okay.
that'll be a part of
Okay. That's what I was thinking. I was like, wait, did you say
right.
them already?
There's no Usos versus. I mean, who else would it be right now? But the
Can the
Street Profits.
Usos?
But
So I know that so allegedly the DUIs would kept them out of Canada. So you think traveling
okay.
everything? You think they'll be fine going with travel and everything?
Ooh, that's a good question.
Because I know that was because remember on the phone call, they even I thought it was funny on SmackDown, right? That was where Sami Zayn was like, "Oh, they can't make it across the border," and in
Yeah,
reality, that really couldn't because of the
yeah,
DUIs.
because of that. Dude, I don't. Who
Or is
knows?
that only Canada? So I don't know. Like I said, I don't know. I don't know international travel. Obviously, I don't
Yeah,
travel
who
like
knows?
that.
I mean,
So
that's flying. They're flying to
okay, so then it should be
Wales.
fine, right? Yeah, they
So
should be fine. All right,
let's see what happens Friday. We don't know the
sure.
full card yet.
Well,
We'll
so
see what
that's the
happens Friday.
thing. So you're avoiding spoilers too. Good for you.
Yeah, I try to. I try to.
Yeah, yeah. Because
Why sit there and try and know everything? If it happens to fall on my lap, okay, whatever. But
sure.
I don't go actively seeking out. I don't know what's gonna happen tomorrow on SmackDown. I have no idea.
Me either.
Yeah,
Okay.
I have no idea. So
Cool.
I'd rather sit here and watch it because why not?
Sure.
Let it because why go watch an Avengers movie if you told me Thanos snaps and everybody half the population goes like it actually falls through? I'm be like, I don't want to see it. Stop. Don't do that. Don't do that. Infinity War was like 4 or 5 years ago.
I haven't seen it.
Shut up.
I haven't seen it.
Shut up. You've seen it. I don't want to hear that. I don't want to hear that.
Great. Okay, great.
Shut your mouth.
Good luck
Vern.
blowing up the Death Star on your own, you jerk. Way to ruin that movie for me. Well, there we go, folks. Here's the moment. Remember how they had that moment at what was it, SummerSlam '89 with Hogan and was it '89 with Hogan and Macho Man where he picked the Miss Elizabeth and the hand on the booty.
I see the lust in your eyes.
This is the lust in your eyes moment, folks. The moment Frank told me the finish to Infinity Wars, and I hadn't seen it yet.
Oh my God, stop it.
Anyway.
Okay, so out of these 6 matches that you know so far, because this is all we can critique on, you asked me what should start the show. I think you start with Riddle Rollins. I said the 6-woman tag. I think you start with Riddle Rollins. I think that's a hot start to the show. Okay. You give Rollins the W in some dirty tactic way, which leads the feud to continue on to whatever pay-per-view is next in October or Survivor Series or whatever. What about you? What would you start with?
I could go with that starting it off.
Okay.
Because here's the thing. The Dakota Kai match, so the women's, because I'm thinking with the women's, right? Who do I put on first?
Yeah. Like before the other?
Yeah, and I'm thinking that's probably more that one. I guess I may be more unsure of. Who would you put first?
With the women?
Liv Morgan? Yeah, with the women. You're putting women of the tag match or the singles match?
Who do you feel has the more intriguing story? Bayley and Bianca or Liv and Shayna?
Liv and Shayna. Because the Bayley, here's the thing with the Bayley Bianca, the trios match.
Yeah, I'm about to call it trios. Sir, it's a 6-woman tag.
I know. God, look at me. See, that's
double O. You double O. We're gonna talk about trios matches in a little bit.
There's the 6-woman match.
I feel like it's a slow build to Bianca Bayley, which I don't mind. I think eventually they have to break apart.
Yeah, I guess where they're at currently, I don't see what this pay-per-view. I guess I want to see what everything's look like come Monday. Like, right, this pay-per-view really is kind of like because they really push some stories in kind of quick to give us matches to set matches up for this. Gotta be honest, the only match
save that comment for two pay-per-views from now where we're going to talk about. Go ahead about how
yeah. No,
but go ahead.
Can I tell you, I feel like this pay-per-view, it's being built around that main event. So that's really the match. That's the match that has been salivating.
That's the match on like a UFC 2, whatever, 300.
Yeah.
And then you have all these undercards.
The women's tag match is a weird one because I'm just like, I guess they're having it because they want to have the ladies out there. But I think that match,
trying to build that stable, the Bayley, Kai,
the
and
control. Is that what they're calling themselves?
Because
I feel like that's the word they keep saying. We're looking for control. We're in control. Like they keep saying
control of what? The women's division?
I have no idea.
But they didn't win the tag belts. But
all right,
I feel like that's coming.
Again, I have to. I make this complaint to you every couple of weeks. Can we stop saying, I'm going to run this company, I'm taking it over.
I run the place.
We please stop? Everybody can't run every promotion.
What do you mean?
It is the most cliched thing a wrestler says is, I run this place, I'm taking this place over.
Like, no, you don't.
Oh,
you don't pay the bills.
Correct.
You're not paying the boys.
You're not going to go anywhere else with your alleged heel heat, but with your taking over. Like when Bayley said that, we're taking this place over. We're going to run this place. I was like, why? You can do anything. Why is that the low-hanging fruit now for any heel is, I'm going to run this place. I'm going to be the new boss from now on. Like, how is that the low-hanging fruit now for heels?
Yeah. I don't know.
Go ahead.
But I don't mind. I don't hate the match. I don't hate the story. But
you know what? Just Monday. I didn't like it Monday. Monday was just felt like the weirdest.
What did they do Monday?
Monday when what's her face? When
you can't remember now, huh?
Trish. With Trish. It was that so it was last Monday. Last Monday.
See that promo really?
That was the promo for me that was kind of like, this one's clunky. It wasn't bad, but that was a promo that felt like
All right. But all right, so I'll do this. I'll say this.
Sure.
What was the gripe about Vince's towards the tail end? Everything was booked week to week. It felt like things didn't.
Oh, continuity wise, I don't think anyone can complain about continuity.
Yeah,
this show,
it was
continuity has been the name of the game.
So
where there's no plot holes anymore. Freaking the release of the footage from this Monday. That was classic wrestling done modern in terms of it was a fan, like there was tons of fan cam shots of this altercation that
between Riddle and Rollins and on the parking lot, right?
It went viral, it went viral because all these fans.
He's doing air quotes, y'all.
I'm doing air quotes, but it goes viral in the sense of like, right? They were on the roof deck of a parking lot, right? That all the fans stand there to catch.
They can see as you cross the bridge,
and
to get to the stadium.
It was good book. It was good business.
Oh yeah,
because
by me, I posted it like an hour before the show started.
Yeah, but on that, you know how many threads in the basement were like, holy crap, yo, and it was just thread after thread of different videos, different angles, different people going, oh, I got it from 30 seconds before. Oh, I was recording before, and it was like, wow. Because I heard an old promoter tell a story like that the way you shoot it is, a family is recording a video, right? Of I'm watching my kids, and then wait, there's commotion, and so we've obtained footage of a family, so you can show that it was just regular footage, and then amateur, right? And so it's choppy, it'll look bad because it's amateur, so you cover all your plot holes in the storytelling.
Yeah.
And I thought, man, that's ingenious, but because in wrestling, what's the biggest thing you complain about in wrestling? That a camera's always there, is always just a perfectly
overproduced. Yeah.
It's overproduced where it never looks real because every scene there's a camera inside the room or inside the secret room. There's a camera waiting for the person to open the door.
Yeah.
Inside this room that no one's ever been inside of, but there's a camera shot from inside the room.
The room already.
Simple things like that. Simple things like that.
Do you remember how ECW used to have guys do brawls outside where the people were in line waiting?
Yeah,
it's very similar. Very similar.
Exactly.
Get them hyped up.
Added to the realness of holy, yo, did you see? Did y'all hear? Let me show you the video. I'm posting on Twitter. Like all these folks thought they had gold, and they helped make this situation. It was great. I honestly, I'm excited for it because I think, as you just said, consistency is the name of the game, and for the first time, Frank Champion is falling asleep, and Vernon Somoza is full of energy, folks. It is the first night. I know.
I'm just yawning.
Exactly. I never see you yawn. Seeing you yawn,
I'm not like shocking. This. I'm not doing this.
Yo,
I'm good.
That moment last week,
you were like,
shout out to me, bro. Shout out to me 2 weeks ago when I fell asleep on camera. Yo, big up to me. Big up.
All right, so let's wrap this up, man. Besides Roman and Drew, who else are you excited to watch? Is it Riddle and Rollins?
Riddle, Rollins, Roman, Drew,
Gunther, Sheamus.
Gunther, Sheamus is Gunther, Sheamus, because I think the people are going to throw babies in the air no matter what.
Oh my God!
I think the people are going to go absolutely banana.
Oh yeah.
In the words of the late great Pat Patterson, they're gonna go banana.
Forgot,
right? They're gonna go banana out there because I don't think they can't not go crazy to watch shit. Those boys are going to beat on each other.
I cannot wait to see how red and pink Sheamus is going to be at the end of that match. He's going to be so bruised up. It's ridiculous. Now, let me tell you something. You want to know how I know that this match is going to be ridiculous? Because Gunther worked Ricochet for the Intercontinental title at that house show that I went to. The live event is what they call it.
Oh, yeah. Tell me about the house show. You're going on a story before, but I'll cut you off on a tangent. But tell me about the house show, yes.
Oh, okay. So I'll tell you about that one. So Gunther worked Ricochet. And Gunther on TV, Gunther is the big bad, right? He's the big nasty. Gunther at this house show was a bump machine for Ricochet. Bumping all over. I swear to God. Ricochet got all of his stuff in. He got all his stuff in. I was like, because at first I was watching, I was like, oh man, Gunther's about to go to work tonight. And he did, but he turned into, all right, I'm going to let Ricochet get all his stuff in. 2 chops. 2 chops is all he did the entire match. 2 chops, hit his power bomb, took it home.
High stack?
Yep. Stacked him up. Oh, Ricochet sold it good. Stacked him right up. 1, 2, 3. I was like, huh. I was like, okay. I was expecting more out of Gunther, but I get it. It's a house show. You're about to go to Cardiff, Wales in a week. Save your energy.
2 chops.
2 chops. The first one was good. The second one was a thud. Like, ow, my sternum. The first one was.
You didn't get to hear the clap. You just heard the.
You just heard. Ooh. I was like, ooh, God damn. Like, oh man, you felt for Ricochet, but Ricochet hit all his high flying moves. I was shocked. But then I was like, he's saving that joint for Cardiff. So all right, that's for Clash at the Castle. We're gonna go in the order of how the pay-per-views will be displayed. So they'll be live. So the next one will be Worlds Collide for NXT. It's pretty much the combination of NXT and NXT UK. This is their way of combining all of it, because then they're going to do NXT Europe, something like that.
2023,
right?
yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so as of right now, we only have 5 matches. All of them are championship matches, which is what I'm assuming they're trying to combine all of them or have their titles on the line. So the first match I see, they just announced last night at the main event. I mean, at the end of the show, Carmelo Hayes, my boy, Christian Casanova, is it Thrillanova he used to be too? Was it Thrillanova when he was with Trips and Chaotic? Which is pretty much the birth of Carmelo Hayes. Carmelo Hayes versus Ricochet for the NXT North American Championship. That should be good.
Okay. They're going to go in. They'll go in. Those 2 guys who style complement each other, they should go in.
Right. So then we have a fatal 4-way for the NXT Unify, the NXT and NXT UK Tag Team Championships. We have the Creed brothers, who are the NXT tag champions. Brooks Jensen and my boy Josh Briggs, another New Englander. I'm loving the New England love in NXT, by the way.
Shout out to them being in New England.
Yeah, even though he worked in New England, but he's from like another state or something. But no matter what, Brooks Jensen and Josh Briggs. And then we have Gallus, which is Mark Coffey and Wolfgang. What happened to his brother? What happened to the other Coffey?
Joe Coffey?
Yeah. Weren't they the tag team?
No, there's 3 of them.
I love Wolfgang.
Yeah, then there's 3 of them. So there's a tree. It's a 6
the Coffees and Wolfgang?
Yeah. It's 3 of them.
As long as I get to throw my W's up, you know.
Yeah, no. Wolfgang is that what it says? Like, there's the 2 Coffee boys. So the 2 of them.
I just figured it'd be the Coffees. And then Pretty Deadly. I did not know that was their names. My man's name is Elton Prince and Kit Wilson.
Pretty Deadly was my they were killing it for a while. Pretty Deadly was doing
I rocked with Pretty Deadly.
Yeah, Pretty Deadly was doing it because, again, another team that grabbed their gimmick, embraced it wholeheartedly, and made magic with it.
Absolutely. All right, so then for the NXT Women's Tag Team Championship, we have Katana Chance and Kaden Carter, which is Kaden Carter and what was her name? Her real name, Katie Catanzaro or something like that.
Oh yeah,
they made her change her name. Against Doudrop and Nikki ASH, so they got they got a main roster name to come down along with Ricochet.
So This is a super indie show. You're in. This is an indie show the promoter put out.
My man Sean got on his in his pencil bag and went to work on this one.
My man Sean sold a few more sponsors. I wonder who sponsored what matches. Who's sponsoring this match?
The local tire shop in where are they? In Orlando, Florida. Some
Briscoe Body Shop.
Yeah,
Briscoe Body Shop
Brothers.
wants you to know, if you need body work done, you come on down and see Gerald. Let him know that NXT sent you, but this match is sponsored by them. It is a 4-team tag match. Wow, this is legit. This is a super indie. This is a super indie show.
Let's keep going with the indie show. We've got
Dewdrop.
Dewdrop and the ASH. We have a triple threat match to unify the NXT Women's Championship and the NXT UK Women's Championship. That's this Mandy Rose.
Is the only weird one.
That's the only weird one to me. Mandy Rose and I'm gonna butcher her name. Is it Maiko or Miko?
I think it's
Satomura.
Satomura. I think it's Miko.
She's been working forever. Like they showed her with a clip in WCW. I was like, bruh, I had no idea. She worked WCW Nitro, bro. She was brought in. I had no idea. I was like, what? Wow. So I might have seen her. I had no idea.
Yeah.
And Blair Davenport.
I fell off with UK. I'm still working my way through the early UK. So I
remember Satomura being in the Mae Young Classic. And they're like, she's a traveled superstar, blah, 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 all that stuff.
Copy.
And then your main event of the evening, which I'm looking forward to, just to see how this works. Braun Breaker, the NXT champion, will take on Tyler Bate, the NXT UK champion.
I think
those titles.
This is going to be a style, like styles make matches, which I don't know if I agree with that, but this should be fun to watch because Tyler Bate can do a lot, but Braun Breaker is just a puppy with big paws, and I can't wait to see him get those paws all over this dude.
So Braun Breaker, Tyler Bate is your match to watch.
That's the match. That's the must. So WWE is getting this correct. They're building their pay-per-views, their paid live events to that one big main event, and they're supporting it with all this other stuff. Mm-hmm. Breaker and Bate, that main event is gonna deliver. But that's the main event. Like that main event is that's a hell of a main event to draw a house.
I think Hayes and Ricochet will steal the show.
Yes.
I
think Sean knows what he's doing to put that together. I think the crowd who likes Hayes is going to love him versus Ricochet. That's the if that's your style, you want an indie car crash, you're gonna watch it.
So I'll let you know. I passed out at some point late in the show in NXT last night. I woke up in the morning and I saw on Twitter it was gonna be Hayes and Ricochet. And I'm like, ooh. I was like, oh, that's what I missed last night. So I'm scrolling through the comments now, of course, because why not? And then you know what I saw? Dream match, automatic banger, all this. And I was just like, oh my God. If you double O's, the exit is that way. AEW is on the other side of the hallway. It's on the other side of the hallway. You went into the wrong door.
You have to go down the stairs.
But that door opens up to a spiral staircase that goes to the basement. That's where they needed to go. They were on the wrong floor. That's all it was. But yeah, no, I mean, it is a dream match of sorts, you can say, but nobody's really dreaming it up. I don't like using the word dream match anymore.
I hate dream
because
match.
it's so overused.
It doesn't mean anything.
A dream match.
It doesn't mean anything anymore. It doesn't mean anything anymore.
Just like
pay-per-view. It's a pay-per-view quality card means nothing anymore. There's no such thing as it doesn't mean anything. If everything's a pay-per-view quality card, nothing is a pay-per-view quality card.
The pay-per-view quality card is no longer a pay-per-view quality card.
Everything's a slap tickle banger. Nothing's a slap tickle banger, folks.
So yeah, I think Carmelo Ricochet will steal the show.
That's going to be the sleeper match. I'm with you.
Besides that and the Braun Breaker match, I think the tag match.
I think the tag match has potential.
I'm afraid of that tag match though. Like
why?
Overbooking
really
might come into effect. I feel like Pretty Deadly should walk away with the championship. To be honest, I feel like I like the Creeds. I like the Creeds though. The Creeds are great.
Okay,
the Creeds are great.
Can we talk about Julius?
Oh, Julius is the man. Is he the bigger one?
Yes. Where's this charisma from? Where's he finding
the Diaz's? I swear. When he talks, beside the lisp, he reminds me of the
Diaz's.
Diaz's.
That's it. Well, okay, so that's it. lisp and all, the cauliflowered ears, the weird overbrow he has.
Yeah.
Yet when he talks and he gets going, I'm gonna tell you what, I'm gonna see you. Like, I'm like,
Yeah.
oh, okay, Mike, okay, Iron Mike. Like,
Yeah,
you're
he's
talking me into a
believable,
sleep, brother.
man.
Like,
He's believable.
he has fire.
He even okay. So I'm looking at pictures of them right
Yeah.
now. This is
Yeah,
Photoshop. I'm gonna share it with you so you can look
Julius
along
and
with me.
Brutus, right? Julius and Brutus Creed.
Julius and let me see. Yep, Julius and Brutus. This is Brutus.
Yep.
Brutus has like this soft baby face, square head look to him. You look at Julius. Julius looks like
it's
absolute
the ears. It's the
badass.
freaking cauliflowered ears. The cauliflower ear. Look at the picture before that.
Yeah.
The cauliflowered ears. It makes him look like something's wrong with him. It looks like Baron von Raschke.
They are a tough looking
those
team,
ears,
man.
Those freaking ears are ridiculous.
Yeah, I love it. I'm all for these dudes. And something about Julius, I look at him and it's like, I believe what he's saying. Like Brutus, I look at Brutus and I'm like,
where did he come up with that charisma though, kid? Like, that's what I'm saying.
Bro.
Like, out of nowhere, he's cutting promos and then like the crowd's getting into it with him.
You know what it is?
People are getting behind him.
It's what happens once you get comfortable. That's what it is. It's what happens once you get comfortable being behind them in front of a mic for a while. Because I remember when I first started, my first promo, I'm stumbling over my words. Promoter didn't even use it. I was like, I don't blame him. It sucked. To the point where then I had no problem grabbing a microphone and speaking my mind, you know? So I think it just, once you start to get confident in there, whether it's promos or your actual in-ring work, it starts to show it. Dude, Juliet, the Creeds all together, you know what it was? They were forced to. Because before they had Stokely, what was his name? Malcolm Bivens. He was talking for them. So they didn't have to worry about it. Now they're in conflict with each other with Kemp and Roderick Strong. These dudes have to have a voice for themselves because nobody else is talking for them. So it's
random question. How you feel about his cannonball that he does, the outsider? He just does a literal cannonball till he hits the ground. Is that not the most dangerous move you've ever seen? Because every time I see it, I truly am just like
a literal cannonball. First when you said cannonball, I was like, he does the flip in the corner. I'm like, oh no, he doesn't.
No, he doesn't.
Dives off the apron and
does a cannonball like he's jumping into the pool. It's the craziest thing I've ever seen.
It's unsafe for him. If there's a way he can protect himself on the way down, okay. But he
stays like a ball. Yeah, he stays as a ball. Like he commits.
The guy has to like catch him. Literally like go. Oh, where's my other hand? Like go, okay, I got you. If not, if he takes a shoulder.
That's why I'm asking. Like, would you catch him?
Hell no. I'm out. Yeah, okay, we'll do that. We'll do that. Yo, I'm moving. I'm definitely moving. I'm definitely moving, bro. But no, absolutely no. He's okay.
I just had to ask because that is like I see that move every time he does it, and I'm just like I hold my breath.
All right, so yeah, that's the matches for NXT Worlds Collide. You said your match to watch is Braun Breaker and Tyler Bate.
Yeah, but I think the match that might creep up will be that tag match. That tag match that's an either sink or swim match. That match is gonna tickle slap or it's gonna be rotten.
I think I want to see how this triple threat goes for that women's titles. I'm just wondering how it goes, but
Mandy Rose has to retain. Mandy Rose is going to walk away with the belts.
If Mandy loses and Toxic Attraction doesn't come up to the main roster, I don't know. That's the only thing. If Mandy loses, they have to be leaving. Well, because they've done it all there.
But Gigi's hurt. What are you going to do with Gigi being hurt?
It doesn't matter. Don't have them, and they can't come up right now. Unless they go to like SmackDown because they already have a trio of heels. So damn. Well, okay. She retains. All right, let's move on to the one we've been waiting for.
Yeah, man. As we getting near the top of the hour, but I do want to talk about this card.
The pencils was waving
pencils wagging, but we got to talk about this card.
15 minutes. Listen,
if you could talk about this card like Excalibur did, we can get it done in 2.
AEW All Out in Chicago. I already messed up. At the Now Arena, September 4th, 2022 at 8 p.m. We have Tomohiro Ishii taking on Eddie Kingston, Pocket Kemp Sabian, Hook and Angelo Parker.
You're not announcing the championships. Not announcing the championships.
I can't.
Cut it. Cut his mic. He's not doing it, folks. Come on.
All right, no, seriously. In all seriousness, AEW, he was speaking so fast tonight. I'm like, what is the point? Just cut this out and just save it for another day. But they had to scream all of that through. It felt like Sunday. Come out to see the monster trucks and blah, blah, blah. That's what it felt like. That's what it felt like I was watching. But anyway, AEW All Out. Is this? Would you consider this their WrestleMania? This is their WrestleMania,
according to the wrestling media, this is their WrestleMania.
This is their WrestleMania. This is their.
And according to other wrestling media, to alternative wrestling media, this is also the biggest wrestling card of the year. Bigger implications than WrestleMania. I've read that headline numerous times.
So you mean bigger in quantity because there's 14 freaking matches, right? Is that what you meant? 11 of them are on the main card, right? That's what you're talking about, right?
Not according to the articles I've read. This has greater implications for the world of wrestling than anything WWE was doing.
Okay, so Forbidden Door had 13 matches.
And do you remember? Could you name me 3 matches on Forbidden Door?
Off the top of my head without scrolling down?
Correct.
That 4-way where Cole messed up.
Nope. Can't give me a 4-way. I want 4 names.
Oh, Jesus.
Nope.
Cole.
Exactly. That's the point.
Okada. Hangman. Jay White?
Yep.
God, that took a while.
Uh-huh.
And I see stuff too, and I can't even still put it together.
Uh-huh.
Moxley Tanahashi.
Who won?
Moxley bled, so Moxley won. Damn, that's it. Hold on. Oh, Claudio worked. Zack Sabre Jr. That's 3. That took too long though. That's 3. That's definitely 3.
Exactly. What was the finish of Claudio Zack Sabre Jr.? I
don't remember. Claudio went over, didn't he?
Well, it's not fair. It's an AEW show versus anyone, so of course they went over and everything.
Yeah,
so clearly that's not.
Anyway, I literally named matches 11 through 13. I did not remember Thunder Rosa, Tony Storm, Ospreay beating Orange Cassidy, Pac winning the All Atlantic Championship was then, and he hasn't defended it on TV since. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, we're gonna keep it moving. How many matches are on these pay-per-views? Double or Nothing was a 13 match card.
Because Tony Khan gives the fans exactly what they want. And by the way, that was what did you think of Busted Open today when you heard Tony Khan say that?
I did not hear it. It cut off.
Come on.
Listen, I was listening to it late, but it was paused. So the SiriusXM app sucks.
It did the gimmick where when you hit play, it just skipped.
It paused and it went to unlocking the cage. And I was like, what? And I couldn't go back. So I was like, screw it. It paused on the Kenny Omega interview.
If anything, I skipped the Kenny Omega interview. I didn't bother listening to it. But
I'll listen to it tomorrow morning.
Tomorrow morning. I'm going to listen to Kenny tomorrow when I shower. But you got to listen to Tony time and hear him say, and I quote, "I only do what the fans want. I do exactly what the fans want." But and then for about 5-7 minutes, Tommy Dreamer was like, "You give us pay-per-view quality matches. You give us this. You give us that. You give it for free. It's all on TV. You don't even charge us for it."
That's not a good thing every time.
What was it? People need to wait. People need to let the story play out. Y'all are so used to getting everything instantaneously. It's not an instantaneous thing. You got to let it, give it time. Give it time. Let's talk about
it. Let's jump right to match 14. We'll talk about the other 13 matches. Let's talk about match 14 because you just saw the promos before we went on, and I watched it live. Moxley versus Punk. Okay, that is the championship match.
What was the lead up? Can you tell us the lead up?
The lead
don't show it. I know you can show it in a GIF, but don't show it because we'll get suspended.
The lead off.
You can show it in a GIF.
You're talking about the lead off to their feud?
No, to the build up to tonight. The build up to tonight's big match. The thing that has had the internet world buzzing since it happened.
What was it? Tell me, please. You enlighten me, sir.
The thing that the only other athlete that Mike Tyson was notorious for doing last week on Dynamite.
What did I miss?
When Jon Moxley won when Jon Moxley unified the belts in under 3 minutes.
What did he do?
Excuse me, it was 3 minutes and 2 seconds was the duration of the match.
Okay.
When he beat Punk in 3 minutes and 2 seconds.
Oh, so it's only a Mike Tyson thing. Oh, I get what you're saying. So yes, that is what I was thinking.
He did exactly what Mike Tyson did.
No, Mike Tyson was in a legitimate competitive fight.
Won. You know why you're not used to it? Do you know we're not used to it? Because it's like a real sport, so you're not used to it because you're so used to 15-minute matches and everything has to go 30 minutes. But you know what? You know what? That's the way we do it in the dub.
Okay, right? Mr. Double O. All right, Mr. Double O.
Booker of the year. Booker of the year.
Let me ask you this.
Gives us exactly what we want.
Okay, Mr. Double O. Okay, Mr. Double O. Let's play this game. What was so fantastic about that 3-minute match last week?
Because it was shocking.
What was so shocking about it? Because he lost.
He lost in 3 minutes. And Jon Moxley won.
Hold on. What did Tony promise you? Tony promised you a fantastic match, didn't he? Between Punk and Moxley, Mr. Double O. Did you get that fantastic match?
I'm sorry. Can I introduce you to my friend Mike Tyson? Right. Sometimes you pay $50 for a pay-per-view for one match, and the match only goes 30 seconds. Are you mad because you paid $50 for this great experience?
Yes.
Or is that what you're mad about?
Yes.
You're mad that you got exactly what you paid for. You got your match. You did. You really wanted to watch the match go 30 minutes? Why? They're not getting paid by the hour.
Let me ask you, Mr.
It was a real legitimate contest, sir.
Let me ask you, Mr. Double O. Did you like that finish? Did you like that finish of Punk tweaking his foot when he went for the high kick and then proceeding to lose?
Oh, it was so real. Oh my God, it was so real how it threw the world into turmoilation. Like really, it's if you had an ankle injury, it makes perfect sense. If you had an ankle injury and your ankle just got reconstructed, it makes sense if you knew anything about human anatomy. It's all right. I understand. A Fed show like yourself, you guys don't know about here. You guys don't have announcers that call body parts by the right names. So you guys don't know. You guys don't know. You guys don't know about that.
4 announcers at the same time.
Exactly.
To talk over each other.
I understand. I understand. I get it. I get it. I get it. People like you don't get it. You guys don't get. Just give it time. Have fun. It's wrestling. Okay. Have fun. Have fun. Have fun.
Okay. Okay.
Have fun. All right. Stop treating like it's ESPN.
Moxley,
all right.
Punk and Moxley
is just like Mike Tyson and Riddick Bowe.
Okay. Stop.
It's bigger. Stop. This is bigger than Evander Holyfield and Mike Tyson.
Oh my God. Okay. Punk and Moxley was announced last week as was it last week? 2 weeks ago.
Yes.
2 weeks ago because they were going to work last week.
Such a hot, highly
he's still
angry
going. I'm about to mute him.
On last week on free television, the match had to happen at the 9 o'clock hour because they could not wait to grasp and claw and fight at each other.
So why didn't it happen at 8 o'clock?
Sports feel.
Why didn't it happen at 8 o'clock?
Because it was at the top of the hour. Because at 8 o'clock, they started with a banger. I don't remember. I didn't watch the show. So there's only so much my character can do.
Wasn't it Daniel Garcia and Daniel Bryan?
Yeah. It was a nonstop slap tickle banger where Daniel Garcia and Bryan bled, where we got to see the American Dragon.
Okay.
American Dragon.
I'm going to do this. Can I do this real quick? Let's get out of Double O brain. Get out of there.
What?
Be serious.
What? Okay.
If Tony Khan really wanted to like pop a rating and get a crowd excited and they really couldn't wait, seriously, why didn't he do the match at 8 o'clock and then end it with the same way he ended it? Don't get me wrong. That was the wrong thing to do. That's how I look at it.
So we listen to Bust It Open. I've been listening since that episode. I have heard everything everyone's presented. I have done my best to, even in a somewhat half-serious hearted manner, try to represent it. But I don't actually get it either. Because as you said, in the Mike Tyson sense and all those other things, Mike Tyson would throw a punch that would knock an elephant's. It would hit you so hard, your next child would be born dizzy.
Yes.
Okay?
Yeah.
That's what Mike was doing.
Yeah.
Punk throwing a high kick, then feigning an ankle injury. And then Moxley throwing these soft elbows, and it was just none of that was good. The double underhook high. He just gave him a double underhook suplex. Wasn't even his deal. And I understand people were like the Death Rider or whatever. Yeah, but like, so because he didn't use his real fit, like that's what I'm saying. Where I always get so mad. We're like, dude. You can't require this much thinking involved to watch wrestling that you have to go, oh, well, Frank, he used his finisher in Japan, so it's not really his ultimate finisher, so it's okay because that means Punk can come back from that. It's like,
like,
do you know? Can I tell you? I had to I had to read a thread and then actually hear a text with a person who explained to me. Remember how you and I were clowning Kenny 2 weeks ago for wearing the padded shirt and all that?
yes. What are you about
And
to tell me?
remember tonight Kenny got it ripped off?
Mm-hmm.
That rumor, this is a rumor that goes back to $12.99 a month. So let that be whoever you want that to be. But this is information is paid for, that Kenny is going to, every time he wrestles, is going to remove more of his clothing and going to upgrade. Like, did you notice tonight he was wearing better pants than he was last week, where he wore a pair of women's leggings? And today he wore actual gear.
Yes.
Gear. Okay.
Yes.
So the next time we see him, guess what? He's going to be wearing nicer gear. And that it's building towards the big comeback of 100% Kenny Omega. That's why tonight you saw him got his shirt. He didn't have on the deal.
Shoulder pad.
That shoulder pad or the padding under the shirt, and he got his
But he
shirt
was
ripped
taped
off.
still and had kinesiology tape on.
But he got his shirt ripped off, and you got to see him now without his shirt on, and he did more than he did last week. I read books about this, and the common theory is, if you don't believe it, it's because you're too dumb to. You probably watch that children's stuff on the other channel. So the ability to higher think and understand what your eyes are seeing is not something you do very well.
Can I ask you a question, Vern?
Do I believe that? No, but I had to listen to a kid explain it to me, and I just went, how can you people, how do you guys see that? Seriously, how do you see that? This isn't, like I said 2 weeks ago, this isn't M. Night Shyamalan. This isn't that. Don't do this. Don't do that to wrestling. Don't start telling me, Miro. Do you remember Miro? Going to back to the pay-per-view. Remember Miro and his promo?
Yes.
There was a gif of this. Miro doing this. Do you notice that? That demonstrated that the House of Black Mist was affecting him. I kid you not. And I was like, and all the comments are praising Tony for weaving these key little breadcrumbs. I know, dude, but do you understand? I like these fans. Like, I don't get it anymore. At what point do you tell yourself, like, is wrestling that hard? Is it that complicated that you're really looking for a guy doing
eye twitches? Can I ask you something?
Shoot.
What is it going to take to get you to come out of the basement and never go back in? What is it going to take?
Because where else do I get to tell you all these insane things I read?
You make my head hurt when you talk about this stuff.
How insane is that, though?
Oh,
but here's the thing. But can you not get it, though? Like, in your brain, it's like, okay, I get why, but like, I don't understand. I was sorry. Maybe it's like, I get how, but I don't get why you're making these conclusions. I can see, okay, how. The how is like, okay, sure. But like, what? You're reaching and telling me changing of clothing is a metamorphosis? Like, he's not a butterfly. It's just, look up Kenny Omega metamorphosis or Kenny Omega like butterfly. So
I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that.
But there's threads all about this.
Okay. Let me correct myself.
Go through the rest of the card.
We're gonna go through the rest of the card.
Yeah.
I said there's 14 matches.
How many?
Okay, yeah. No, I'm sorry. There it is. I was looking for the Trios Championship Tournament match. They have it listed as number 4. Okay, so it's there. It is 14 matches.
Come on. Hit me with this card. Hit me with this banger of a card.
Oh my God. This is gonna take so long. In the pre-show matches, we have Tomohiro Ishii taking on Eddie Kingston. Because let's just go through the card and then comment on things.
Okay,
because
that's fine.
If we do it the other way, it's gonna be 3 hours by the time we're done.
Yeah.
Excuse me. Then we have Pac versus Kip Sabian for the All Atlantic Championship. Then we have Hook versus Angelo Parker for the FTW Championship. Those are our pre-show matches. Okay?
2 championship matches and a singles with with a guy that's being imported from New Japan. Okay, makes sense. New Japan for the pre-show.
Okay. This is our 0 hour part of the pay-per-view. Okay. Okay.
Makes
Main
sense,
card right now. It is the tournament final for the inaugural AEW World Trios Championship. The Elite, which is Kenny Omega and the Bucks, versus To Be Determined, which by tomorrow night will be the Dark Order.
The Dark Order with Hangman Page.
That's
I don't understand why they're all building to this match like you couldn't have picked that match out of a hat.
Oh, everything's got to have tournaments. Everything's got to be interim. Moving on. After, let's say this is how the card plays out. After that tournament final for the inaugural World Trios Championship, we have a 6-man tag team. But I think when AEW says it, it's a trios match. We have Wardlow and FTR taking on Jay Lethal and the Motor City Machine Guns.
I think it's a 6-man tag, dude, because this has to do with Ring of Honor. This doesn't have to do with AEW. Because remember, Ring of Honor has 6-man tag titles. AEW has
called it a trios match tonight.
Oh, did they? Okay, I was like,
when Excalibur was talking this fast when he's going through everything, he said it's another trios match. He said,
okay, because I was like, because they call their belts the 6-man belts, so I was interesting that they call it the trios match then, because I feel like Ring of Honor was all about the 6-man.
Okay, moving on.
All right, man.
Tony Storm versus 99 everything. Dr. Britt Baker, do it with me now. DMD taking on also Jamie Hayter and Hikaru Shida in a fatal a 4-way match for the interim AEW Women's World Championship because Thunder Rose is hurt now. In a casino ladder match where the winner receives a future AEW World Championship match. So this sounds like Money in the Bank, but I digress. Claudio Castagnoli, Wheeler Yuta, Penta El Cielo Miedo. Am I saying that right? Cielo Miedo. I got to put it in your face, right? Ray Phoenix, Roosh, Andrade El Idolo. I'm doing that a little better, huh? Dante Martin and a Joker to be named at the name of the show is the 8th man. Hold your thoughts, sir. We're not done yet. We are only halfway through this card.
I promise you, I don't have much to say about this card. There's only a few matches I'm even going to care to comment on.
Sure.
You are overwhelming with the boringness. I'm already falling asleep listening to this card. Go ahead.
But hey, buddy, we're only halfway
there.
I
know. This is the most boring card.
Okay. It'll be 1:00 in the morning by the time this show's over. At match number 8, we have Bryan Danielson taking on Chris Jericho. Match 9, I don't know why I'm saying match 9, but the next match is the tag team match for the AEW World Tag Team Championships. We have Swerve in Our Glory taking on Scissor Me. Get in there. Take it on the Acclaimed of Anthony Bowens and Max Cassidy. Stop.
Why did they
Stop. Check the power rankings, bro. They're probably number 1.
YouTube matches.
Okay. Then we have Jungle Boy versus Christian Cage. Ricky Starks versus Powerhouse Hobbs.
One of the only matches I care to see.
A match for the AEW TBS Championship of Jade Cargill and versus Athena.
The crowd goes mild.
Oh, sorry, I'm yawning. Another trios match of the House of Black taking on Miro, Darby Allin, and Sting. Wow, that's a bad setup. I didn't know that was happening. Wow, Vern. The Twitch.
He's gonna turn. It's happening. Gonna turn. Watch. He's gonna turn.
And then we were talking about it earlier. The main event for your AEW World Championship, Moxley versus Punk. What are your thoughts, sir, on this abundant card?
Okay, so I can run through this real quick for you. Ishii Kingston, who cares? Why would you fly a guy in from Japan? He better be. He. I hope that dude Ishii was here for the weekend, and
maybe he's working Impact. Who knows?
Pac, Kip Saban, don't care. Hook Parker, don't care. Elite versus them. Elite are gonna win. Wardlow, FTR. It's a shame. Why are Wardlow and FTR working Jay Lethal and the Motor City Machine Guns? Oh, I don't know, because Satnam Singh can't work. I'm assuming, I
Sunday
guess
Dutt's not a full-time worker no more.
Sunday. So it's just, why did the match get booked to begin with? To randomly insert the motor. So this is an Impact match. So I don't care. I don't know why Impact has this. This is Forbidden Door 2.0. This show. This is Forbidden Door 2.0.
It's a W take. Oh my God. I didn't even think of that. Oh
anyway,
my God. Keep going. Keep going. Look, go ahead.
Tony Storm, Britt Baker, Jamie Hayter, Hirako Shida. Who cares? Britt Baker, I think Tony Storm's going to get the belt because Tony Khan's a loser and he's going to think this is the intriguing story. That tag team Thunder Kiss or whatever the hell they were called, Thunderstorm. Oh, they're going to get together and then they're going to have, because remember the whole, what do you guys think about you being number one? Tony, we do not want to talk about this now. Like her with that horrible, Thunder Rosa's horrible accent, where I swear it's like she forced herself to speak English bad, which just drives me crazy as a person of color. Like
she just learned English like less than
stop it, because I swear when she's on Busted Open, I swear she don't talk like that when she's on Busted Open. That's why I hate that. When she's on TV, I swear she does it up for TV. Anyway,
keep going.
The Casino Ladder match.
Oh my God,
that is the video game. Okay, Claudio Castagnoli, Wheeler Yuta in the same stable. We like to fight each other in ladder matches. Okay, guys, remind me that, Francis, when's the last time the UFC had a ladder match? Or when do you think they get to roll around with ladders in the cage?
Never.
Do you think Regal gave them a bunch of like tips on how to do ladder matches from all his years of ladder matches?
Of course.
Okay.
Remember the ladder match where he didn't want to climb the ladder with Dave Taylor? Yeah.
Do you remember? And tonight, weren't they just in the freaking match together? Because they used to be a stable.
Dante, Roosh, Phoenix, and Yuta were in a match tonight
for no reason. And then Rush, Idolo to be determined. Don't care. That match right there is literally Ring of Honor versus AEW versus Dark.
Can I do a hot take here before we move on?
Shoot.
You know who the Joker is going to be?
Oh.
It's MJF, brother. It's MJF.
Oh.
MJF's going to win it. He's going to show up at the end, hit somebody with something, grab whatever's up there, a briefcase, a contract.
Okay.
It's MJF.
You know what? Not to make this go too long, but if MJF doesn't come back here, is MJF done with pro wrestling?
MJF has done pro wrestling in AEW, doing his contracts up.
All I'm saying is if he doesn't come back here, this is it for MJF. Do you think this is it? He has to come back here.
No, because I believe there's no way MJF is not still getting paid by AEW because he got a contract. So he's just sitting at the house. So I don't think he's done, no matter what. But continue on. Let's go. Because
Bryan versus Jericho, don't care. Swerve in Our Glory claimed, don't care.
What? Sorry. Go ahead.
Jericho, Christian Cage, Jungle Boy, Christian Cage. Yeah. An edgelord versus a child. You pick one. Starks and Hobbs is the only match I care about on this whole show. Is Starks versus Hobbs, because I know you don't like him, but Hobbs can do work, and I can't wait to see him.
Yes, he can.
I can't wait to see him. Starks, I'm not super high on Starks. I'm always hit or miss. I'm hit or miss. You know what though? But so help me, because this is the part I don't get with him. Help me not see him stealing that rock flow.
I think you're looking at his physical, and
that's what I'm saying. Like it's like the cadence. You feel me? Like it's that. Like unfortunately, it's just too. It's too close to that. Anytime you get somebody, when you see somebody go, what's the first thing you think of when you see somebody going to a mic? All of a sudden, just breathe into it.
Finally, yeah, The Rock has come back to insert city here.
If you see a guy wearing a somewhat nice looking shirt, a silk linen looking shirt with slacks,
it's Rock $500 shirt. You can't wear Versace around there. It's a Rock $500 shirt. I get what you're saying.
That's the thing with him where I'm like, man, I just wish he would do something, change something in his cadence that would just
should be Rocky Starks.
That's the thing. That's all. As much as I like Ricky Starks, I don't, because and I hate the rope walk. I hate that he does a stupid taunt in the like that stuff. The indie stuff. He does that indie stuff that just drives me crazy. For as good as a talker as he is, it's like
AEW fans love that. They love that.
I know, but The Rock Light indie stuff, not for
I hear
me.
you. Move on. Okay, keep going. You're at Jade Cargill and Athena.
Don't care. Malachi, Miro, don't care. Moxley, Punk, don't care.
They lost it.
I'm sorry. Like that, whatever momentum was built in that match,
gone.
Trying to make it real by like Punk's whole thing you showed me tonight, where he walked through the crowd and tried to invoke the Rocky, having Ace Steel. Like, talk about hot shotting, and I guarantee that's what Tony was talking about tonight, about like giving the fans what they want. No one wanted to see Mickey come back to help Rocky, Tony. It wasn't Mickey and Rocky. I promise you. When Tommy Dreamer talked to you and was like, "Oh man, trust me, it's gonna give you just like Rocky. Oh, it's gonna be." No, it wasn't like Rocky. It wasn't Mickey. Nobody felt that way. I watched this and I went, "Why is this old man talk? Why does he slap him in the neck?" No one cared. It was Ace Steel. Only people in the basement cared. It was Ace Steel. It's Ace Steel. No one cares. Literally, it could have been anybody, and you could have told me it was Ace Steel. I'd have been like, great. Why is Ace Steel going there? Because it didn't matter. You had one chance to set up a pay-per-view match, and you crapped the bed. Well, Tony Khan, you woke up and you chose violence. So I guess you wanted to piss the world away. You couldn't wait. Whatever CM Punk, whoever convinced, and this was a good idea, you couldn't just let them have a match on TV like normal. What was so hard? Yo, Frank, I got a money-making match for you. Put it on in 2 weeks. Screw it. Let's throw it on TV for free.
Oh, God. That makes me want to throw up in my mouth.
What?
It doesn't make sense.
What?
So okay. This is what I was saying.
And I know I argued the whole thing. Hogan, whatever, did all that and all that BS. Hogan at least had motivation to do the damn thing. Hogan wanted to get in front of the execs so they would all be convinced he was still a big star.
But here's the difference. You cannot compare Punk and Moxley to Hogan Goldberg.
Or Tyson knocking somebody out.
That Tyson analogy,
that comparison does not work here.
It's just to move the goalpost. Oh, we're okay with it because it's just like a Tyson fight. No, it doesn't go the same. The reason why there's a difference between Hogan and Goldberg is one reason in particular: where they were. They were inside of the Georgia Dome, where the Atlanta Falcons play, where 40,000 people came to see Goldberg defeat Hogan. Okay? 40,000, not 12 in a small arena to watch 3 minutes of a match that went nowhere, that could have not have ever happened. 40,000. And it's Hulk Hogan. Okay? Neither one of these guys are Hulk Hogan.
All right, neither one of these guys. I could go into a whole rant, but I'll just text it to you later. I get the whole thing about there's all this other stuff you're not including this, but that's what I'm saying. It's fine. We'll go into this. You and I'll go on this off air.
Sure.
But yes, but you're giving Hogan way too much credit for this. But yes, you're trying to act like Hogan. Hogan just wanted a bigger payday. Remember, Hogan wasn't on TV. Hogan final cut himself into this.
Sure.
He didn't need to be there.
I agree. But again,
okay.
Hogan saw the money, obviously.
Opportunity. That's it. As long as we can agree, this was just Hogan being like, oh, wait. I'm getting the bag. 40,000, the house what on this?
It's called the wrestling business.
Money in the mouth.
The wrestling business.
All right.
Okay?
Cool. We good. Forget it. I won't even tell you the rest of the stuff.
Punk
we're good.
and Moxley was not that, okay? That wasn't, you saved it for your pay-per-view. You made a tournament that went nowhere and just gave the top guy you wanted to the belt. To have him face your champion who was hurt. Where do you do the conflict at? The pay-per-view. You don't give it to the people for free, even if that's what they want. You don't always give the people what they want. I want my kid tells me, Daddy, I'm hungry. Rocky, okay, what do you want for breakfast? Ice cream. Am I supposed to go, here's a snow cone. Here you go for breakfast. Dig in. No, I'm going to tell her.
Monster, a snow cone is an ice cream, but whatever. Okay, it's ice cream confection. Whatever, you monster. It's fine. Your poor child. Listen, you have to deal with you.
I'm not going to hand her an ice cream sandwich. Okay, I'm not gonna go. We have ones in the fridge right now called Fat Boy Juniors. I'm not gonna go. Here's a Fat Boy Junior for breakfast, Rocky. I'm not
Still
gonna
with the
do
frozen
that.
confections, whatever. All right. With your frozen novelty ice cream.
Shut up, okay? You shut your whore mouth, Vern. All right. Listen, you know what the hell I'm talking about.
I got you.
You don't give people what they want all the time, because then all of a sudden everything else doesn't matter. You have to make them wait for it. Clamor for it. You tease it. Ooh, you want that ice cream? Nope, we're not going to give you the ice cream yet. You're going to have to wait for that ice cream. You're going to have to eat your breakfast, lunch, and dinner before you get that ice cream, right? Before dessert.
Not all in one meal, because that is literally what AEW does. Eats it all in one meal.
Oh, breakfast. It's literally lunch. As soon as you finish the last egg, you're already shoving down French fries.
Actually, it's all just being put in a blender, and it's just one.
Yeah, you're just consuming it like a smoothie.
Just one smoothie of everything.
So here's what I wanted to say. I'm not going to go through the list because I pretty much agree with a lot what you're saying, and we're already at 2:15.
Yeah, we're good. I don't care.
I said something off the air, right? AEW is now, in my book, too much W. It's too much at once. From the shows, right? The regular TV. Moxley couldn't even finish his promo. They played the music. He didn't even leave the ramp yet, and they're already cutting to Evil Uno's promo. He got whacked in the head with a crutch by Andrade.
Go out of your way to watch that. That was phenomenal.
Fantastic.
Phenomenal.
Another time where they didn't let something breathe. I think it was between
wait. Same promo.
Right after.
Same promo. Talk about not letting it breathe. When 10 was holding his leg and the homie just ran up on him out of nowhere.
Taser. Like, bro, I'm not even moving, bro. Why you pressing me? You already took my crutch. I can't walk, bro. Why you pressing me with the taser, bro?
The dude with one leg, and then the security guard harassed him for no reason, just puts a taser in his face and starts setting it off. Like, go ahead, say something.
Too much promos at once. Too much in the matches at once. Too many matches for a pay-per-view. Too much overthinking for these storylines that you think you're being, quote unquote, intricate with your storytelling. No, you're not. You're just throwing stuff to the wall weekly on TV live. And you're like, ooh, that stuck. Ooh, let's keep going with that one. And so I call it too much W. 14 matches. 14 matches. 14 matches. The UFC will give you 14 matches starting at 6 p.m. and they're done at 1 in the morning. They'll give you that many. You're telling me you are going to take 14 matches and cram it from 7 to 12? Sir?
It happens every freaking time, dude.
That makes no sense. It still makes no sense. It's too much.
The cards are getting bigger. We talked about this off air, but the cards are getting bigger. That's the
too much roster members. That's another too much. Okay? Too many roster. All right, let me look. Yeah, I'm gonna look at this card. No, I'm gonna look at this card real quick, and then we're gonna wrap the show up. Okay?
Yeah. I was like, because we can go on a whole tangent about roster bloat. Ugh.
Let's keep the trios final because you went out of your way, right? Let me try and dumb this down. I'm gonna take away. I'm not counting any of the pre-show matches because they really don't mean anything. The All-Atlantic title is meaningless. FTW title is meaningless. Tomohiro Ishii.
You know what, though? No. You got to keep one. You got to keep one. Out of 3, you got to keep one.
Tomohiro Ishii and Eddie Kingston, then. That's my pre-show match.
I'm shocked.
Sure.
Out of the 3 of those, I thought you'd have kept Hook Parker. Because
I don't want Hook Parker. Hook Parker is going to be done in 3 minutes.
Between those 3 matches, you don't think those 3 matches are going to... Yeah, exactly. 3-minute match just to warm up the crowd and get them off the damn thing. Have you
spent money to get Ishii over here? You put that on Rampage. Put that on Rampage.
Have you seen the House of Glory main event with Eddie from this over the other
I
weekend?
went to watch it and it was already gone. You already know what I'm talking about. Okay. It was already gone. So I went to watch it Monday and I'm like, all right, I'm gonna watch it Monday because we were talking about it over the weekend. I wanted to watch that. I wanted to watch NWA 74. Gone. I was like, no way. How already? So I'm mad I missed it. Explain to me afterwards so we don't go on another tangent. But okay, I'm keeping one. Tomohiro Ishii is an import.
Since you paid for him, you got it.
Because remember, we're keeping the backstage drama, all of this stuff. Okay? Eddie Kingston had backstage drama. I gotta appease Eddie. I'm keeping Ishii and Kingston.
All right,
scrap the other two. Bye bye.
All right,
bye bye. All Atlantic title means nothing out here. FTW championship is nonsense. It's a bracelet, or whatever you want to call it, a waistlet, I guess. You got to keep your trios championship.
Yeah.
Okay. Cut Wardlow, FTR, Jay Lethal, Motor City. Nonsense match, doesn't make sense.
Should have been on Forbidden Door. Now it's on here. Trash.
So is that one match on the card so far?
Yep, one match.
Women's match because you need a champion. That's 2. Okay. You want your excitement? Let's keep the casino ladder match, even though I think it's dumb. That's 3. Okay. Okay. Danielson, Jericho. Okay.
That's gonna sell tickets.
Sure. Danielson, Jericho, 2 big names, should be high up on the card. That's 4 matches. As much as I like the Acclaimed, there's no build. There's no real build to this match. Gone.
None. There was. Don't you remember that promo that he did? Was like, yo, your breath stink, and he pulled out a stick of gum.
That was for the other guys. That wasn't the Acclaimed.
I thought that was the Acclaimed to that stupid.
That was for Private Party.
Oh, was it?
Where
God, Steve, I am God. See, I'm even.
And that was 2 weeks ago. 2 weeks ago that happened when they worked.
Where did that go then? I thought Private Party was. Where the hell did that go?
Cut it out the show. You don't need it. You're throwing it in there because it's a title match. Wow. Cut it.
So Private Party didn't even do anything with that. Didn't turn into anything with Private Party.
That was it. They shook hands or something. That was it. Okay. Private Party is going to be that next team.
I thought that was the Acclaimed. Are you kidding me? So go ahead.
Cut the match. Go ahead. Cut that match out. Okay. You've built it. Jungle Boy, Kristen Cage. You've built it. You let it spend so much TV time. Okay, that's 5. Ricky Starks, Powerhouse Hobbs. I'm sorry, not long enough. Not long enough for WrestleMania.
It's fine.
It's gone. Jade Cargill and Athena.
Jade Cargill gets an in-ring interview. Done. Athena, this match has to go.
Physicality.
Whatever. Done.
Let's do it on Dynamite, right? Let's do it. TBS champion. Just do it on Dynamite. House of Black, okay, keep the 6-man because that's 6 matches now. That's 6 matches. 6.
But you have 3 6-man matches. No,
sure.
Excuse me.
No, I have 2 now. I only have 2. I have the title match and I have this. Okay. I turn that into a number 1 contendership for my trio championship. Sure. Why not? Okay. Sure. Why not? Just throw it into the wall because that's what they do, right? And my main event, that is 7 matches. Main, 1 pre-show. According to Cornette Law, that's 8 matches. I cut 6. We're out of here by 11. We start at 8. We'll do the pre-show at 7:30. We start at 8. We're out of here before 11.
That's not going to happen here.
Wardlow
this show is going to definitely run to like
pointless.
in the morning.
Pointless. Story doesn't make sense. You don't have them working. You only have them working one of the 3 guys they've had conflict with. What the hell was the point? Okay. If it wasn't going to end in the ring, you shouldn't have started the story in the first place. Okay. Shouldn't have started a story in the first place.
Where does Samoa Joe work in this? Right. Okay. Go ahead.
Okay. I was waiting.
So they just dropped that all together?
I've not seen Samoa Joe on TV in mad long.
What happened to Samoa Joe giving him the Ring of Honor? Anyway, moving on.
He's Ring of Honor TV champion.
Still.
Ring of Honor has no television. So how's he a television champion when there's no television? I remember when I was a kid in WCW, you're a TV champion. You defended that joint every week in 10-minute matches, 10-minute time limit matches. Am I wrong? That was a wave. I love that title because it's like, yo, I know I saw a title match every week. Whoever was the TV champion was some guy on the up and up trying to get to the U.S. title, to the world title, something else. TV champion, always working on TV, putting in work in 10-minute time limit matches. I loved it. Why do these belts, too much belts? That's something else. Too much belts, too much W, man. TMW. That's my new name for them. It's too much. This is too much. It's not needed. I'm not going to go down the list like you said because I just broke down what I should have on this card as opposed to what actually is 14 matches. Ridiculous. Ridiculous. You don't need that many in one night.
Dude, again, TK, I know I rant, I rave, I get angry at you, but God, just do better. Just do better. It's not hard. You're a fan. You claim to have been a fan. Then stop booking like it's a video game. Just book like they're human beings. And, you don't have to book them in these ridiculous doing stunts and all this other garbage. Just book a regular wrestling match.
It's terrible to think. And I like I said, I always say it. I want AEW to succeed.
Yeah.
But then when you throw out cards like this, hey, the fans are eating it up. The AEW fans are eating this stuff up. I'm just a bitter old wrestling fan. This is my fault. I got to get with the times, I guess. But
correct,
bro, I can't. When I watch it and I'm sitting there scratching my head, going, "Why did they just do that? What was that for?" So let me mention one thing to you. What happened at the end of Kenny Omega's match last week when he hit the one-winged angel? Bam! His team advanced to the next round. Do you remember what happened post-match?
Well, he cut that weird promo afterwards, and he talked to the crowd.
Forget that. Let's not talk about Kenny. Andrade El Idolo.
Oh, yeah. They beat Homie up the kick. Yeah, ripped his hat off and threw him out the group. Yeah, why?
What's up with that? What are we doing now?
I guess it's their way so he doesn't come back the week after because he lost the match. So this week he's not there anymore. Because isn't that Andrade's like cousin or Rush's brother or something?
Are you trying to save face for AEW?
No, I promise you, this is what Dave LaGreca told me. So I don't know. Like I don't.
So you did that at the end of your show, going off the.
Oh yeah, when they showed it for 2 seconds.
That is now your cliffhanger.
Boss
and
man.
You did not address it
because that's what Twitter's for.
Oh yeah, it's gonna be on Being the Elite, and then it's gonna be on Dark Elevation. And then they'll have a pay-per-view match at Double or Nothing or whatever next pay-per-view is. New Year's Revolution or whatever. That's when they'll do. Okay. So yeah.
Of course, you put on the A show.
Yeah. Okay. I'm done. I'm good. I think we're all wrapped up here. Right about now is where the music's gonna play in the audio version.
I like how that's the part where you're like, you know what, AW, you've officially ran me off.
I'm out of gas, Vern. Not because I'm tired. I've been yawning. I'm out of gas when it comes to trying to understand AEW. I really am. We've been doing this for 28 weeks, Vern. 29, I think. More than half a year. And now I watch. Before this, I was not watching AEW every week for at least every week. I would come in, I'd be like, nope, turn it off. I would turn it off. Now I'm like, well, if we're going to start talking about all things wrestling, I should be watching it because they're one of the bigger promotions in the United States. And I am struggling. I am having a harder time watching AEW than I did watching TNA in 2010. I was actually enjoying TNA in 2010.
I've heard that the hardest era of TNA to watch is the 2016 to 18. I heard that's the most difficult.
I stopped.
I heard 2016 to 2018 is like you have to be a glutton for punishment to enjoy that. No. Anyway.
So I don't know, dude. Listen, I'm burnt out trying to understand AEW.
Sure, man. Hey, this is a good place to call it. It's 226. Pencil is waving. Where's my pencil at? Look, here's a pencil right here.
Pencil said we went over.
Facts, we're
telling us
definitely
to go
over.
home for mad long.
We have, yes. We've officially killed the town. So let's do this thing. Let's wrap it up.
Let's just do it next week. We'll do a contract signing. I'll bring your old trainer out. No, I'll bring my old trainer out. Jimmy Hanson's gonna come out, and he says, I'm more proud of you than I am of my own career. And you need to give these people what they want. Let's remind them who he is. Frank Champion. And I'm gonna take my contract. And I'm going to say, you fired me up now. I'm going to jump out into the crowd after I just called this one guy a virgin in front of the entire crowd. And I'm going to now jump into the crowd because they love me in Chicago. I can say what I want. And I'm going to. The match is on.
And wait, no. You're not wrestling just me. You're wrestling you're wrestling us.
Oh, my God. Okay.
So this became Chicago versus Moxley?
Well, then that makes Moxley the heel. But they love singing Wild Thing. I don't know. We're done. Music. Cue the music. It's playing right now.
So, friends, hit us with the exit, my man.
Okay. So this has been... I don't think we did that the first time. Yeah, we did.
Shout out to the Sandbox Podcast Network. Did we
We're good. We're good.
We're about to,
yes? Okay.
We're about to do it right now. All right, cool. All right.
This has been another episode of the Pay Window Podcast. Mm-hmm. This is episode 14, Bert. Crazy. 4 on the Sandbox Podcast Network. Make sure I see it real right. That is Vernon Somoza. That's it.
And he is Frank Champion.
I am me. He is him. We are they. Say peace, Vern.
Peace, Vern.
Another.